What's up, everyone? Welcome to number 2, the second Frontstretch watch party for the Ambetter Health 400. And before we start, do want to give a shout out to our sponsor of this great live stream is My Place Hotels, a proud to be the official hotel sponsor of Frontstretch. With plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, My Place makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Racing fans, you can now use promo code Frontstretch to save 10% off your stay at any of our nationwide properties. That's 10% off nationwide with code Frontstretch. This racing season, be sure to make your place my place. And welcome in. And you can see the little graphic right at the bottom. Bryan, if you can nicely point to it. Oh, you're at there you go. There you go, right there. So just to remind you, myplacehotels.com, use promo code Frontstretch for 10% off. So Bryan Nolen's here, Michael Massie's here, and Michael Massie was at the track. And I was dying last weekend, so I was unable to join. We had Tom in, and Wyatt, who was on last week for part of it, is here in the comment section. So what's up, Wyatt? Great episode of Through the Gears this week. Here, Wyatt, drop in the comments your best bet before we get started, so someone can quickly log on. I think it was Ryan Blaney. I know he's very interested in it, or Austin Cindric might have been one of his picks. How about this? So we can pick. Every week we make a pick for the race. Who did y'all pick?
I picked the guy that's going to end his over 1 year long winless streak. That's going to be Mr. Kyle Busch.
I too, in our front stretch picks, picked Mr. Kyle Busch. Just feels right. It would complete kind of an RCR sweep because Kyle won the truck race, though he was on a Spire truck. RCR won the Xfinity race, so Chevy sweep at the least.
True.
Well, I picked someone who started in the top 10, and I'm going with the upset. I went with Zane Smith. I'm just feeling an upset today, and if you know my love affair with Zane Smith, I had to ride it out. I mean, this was the day to pick him. I'm staring at Aaron's dream machine though right now. I'm just staring at the Aaron's dream machine of Todd Gilliland. How do you feel about this nostalgia play?
Two things. First, I'm so glad that they're back. It feels like we're kind of getting some more and more returning old sponsors coming back, which is nice. But I mean, I was listening to Fox and they were saying that Todd told them that his car was better, that his car is better today than it was in the last February race, and he led a chunk of that race. So I would not be surprised to see that 34 car contending late in the race. What about you, Massie?
Yeah, I mean, Todd's always pretty good. Last year he was pretty good at Daytona and Atlanta to start the year, led a lot of laps. So he'll be a player, especially with how fast the Fords were in qualifying, if that carries over the race. It is funny that the Aaron's thing has kind of come full circle, because back in the day it was Mikey racing the Aaron's car, and it was DW always begging him to let him race it. And now we've got the front row guys with Aaron's, and Mikey's the one begging them to race it. So it's funny how it's all.
Did Mikey during the grid walk? He just interviewed ZZ Top. He didn't even go to Todd Gilliland.
I know.
They didn't. Well, we can keep complaining about Fox. They're talking about William Byron on TV right now, so I'm just gonna say Sabrina Carpenter. Let's get that algorithm going.
One thing that I did want to mention, I watched Prime yesterday, and they had the qualifying, and they didn't have the cartoons.
Oh my God! Thank God.
And it was so nice, and so I think that is exclusively a Fox thing. And I would not be surprised. I have no.
What's the crazier part about these? And I'm a little interrupting you, Bryan.
You're good.
Is that it's not the same like style for each person. Like Denny Hamlin's looks completely different than ever. Like at least be the same. And it's not like you're Disney. Like this is not like I could kind of get it if you're Disney and you did it. Like if this was ESPN and you did the comics, because you have like the biggest comic book franchise. Because like you could be like obviously Captain America was doing Anthony Mackie did that. Like if you you could tie it to that, and I'm like, okay, I get it. They just do it to do it. Like they do it across all their sports. They do it in football.
If they did how they do the Nickelodeon game for NFL, if they did something like that for NASCAR, it would make complete sense.
They don't. What's crazy is they don't do it in the college game. But I am honoring when Fox was good with my Digger shirt today. So shout out to Digger.
Nice. Also shout out to I don't think Mr. Massie got the memo, but My Custom Patch Hats. We're rocking the My Custom Patch Hats right there. So big shout out to those guys. They have some amazing hats. They're nice. They're comfy. They're just perfect fitting because sadly I have a big head. Massie probably thinks
full of air.
There you go. Okay, never mind. Trey thinks not Massie, but even if you got a big head, a small head, a medium-sized head, they'll
I have
fit.
a big head too. When I was bullied as a kid, I was called watermelon head. So.
I had big ears, so I was called Dumbo for probably more than one reason. Shut up.
I mean, the reason I have a beard right now is because I have a baby face, so I just have to hide that.
Fair. Shout out Digger and Custom Patch Hats. Thank you, Wyatt. You're probably Wyatt. I feel like is our guy that is like if we were in a band, he would be traveling from city to city with us.
Roadie.
Yeah, he's our road guy. So we always appreciate those guys. They don't get as much respect as they probably should. So shout out to you, Wyatt.
Hey, did a good job on here last week.
Yeah, he did.
Let me explain the hat situation though. I do have a wonderful custom patch hat, but it is in with my luggage from Daytona, which is still all in the suitcase. Just left it sitting there. Have not dealt with that problem yet.
You got home on Monday night. It is Sunday afternoon.
Massie, I'd be the same way. I'm telling you right now, I'd be the same way. I am terrible at unpacking.
I literally unpack the day after I get home.
Let's just put it this way. I sort of cleaned out my office today because I had to bring a TV in here because I let my brother use the TV I had in my office, which I would use to actually sim race on the PlayStation. And he actually ironically broke that TV. That's another story. But I had to bring my TV, another TV I had. Massie's seen my setup in my living room. I have 2 TVs in there, which is actually great for like football season. It's my, when they're, especially college football, when there's like 20 games going on. So I had to bring that in here, the office, so I could do the show. And so I had to clean out my office a little bit. And so there was still Christmas stuff, like Christmas gifts in my office that I haven't used yet.
And we are almost in March, so that's okay. That's okay. I'm intrigued to see this racing surface because obviously it's not hot. It's only 53 degrees there, but I mean, it looked like it's definitely raceable. But I think Trey, it's all going to go under one banner. I think it's the Fords to beat, the Fords to beat, and the Fords to beat. Am I on the right path, or do you think maybe Chevy or Toyota could get up there?
Yeah, I think it's Blue Ovals to beat. I think it's Penske to beat. Honestly, I would even make an error. I think they are the best at working together in this style, and they probably have the 3 best cars in the Daytona 500, and probably feel like they had one go away from them. I think this is the most. I think Atlanta, because it's so narrow and so small, is the most skill-based super speedway racing we have, unlike Talladega and Daytona. But it's still a lot of. Tell me who's the top five. Top 5 with 10 to go, and I will pick the winner. Like, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I just took the green flag. By the way, where are you going?
I am behind.
I'll tell you when I'm about to get the green flag right now.
Shout out to Hulu, because I haven't taken the green flag yet.
So we got 3 different ones. Trey's got Hulu, I got YouTube TV, and Massie has
YouTube TV got way too expensive.
I got the antenna for today.
Oh, okay.
I had to teach Massie how to use that.
Oh Lord,
antenna? No, I do have.
Well, that was more with the CW.
I didn't get it yesterday. The service was not coming in. I had to find I shouldn't say.
If you look at some of the previous comments that start the show, maybe one of those sites.
You can find.
Don't click those. Those are spam.
I have my brother-in-law.
By the way, I have started.
Okay, good. My brother-in-law and my uncle were in town, so we went to this place where You can bring your dogs, and you can also drink. So it's like a bar/doggy park.
They give dogs alcohol
Yeah.
in Idaho?
I know, crazy how that works. So I made the bartender change it to the CW channel, and apparently channel 35 on DirecTV. So anybody that still has DirecTV, it's on channel 35.
That's local, babe.
Well, if anyone's living
Different
in
everywhere. It's 13 and I think it's 13 in Richmond.
35 in Idaho. There you go.
It's like 30. I think it's like 27 here in
Okay.
Lynchburg.
Well, I'm looking. We're lap 3 of 260, and it's 9 of the top 10 are Fords. So, I'm
10 of the top 11. 10
Yeah.
of the top 11.
with the pick that we had being in Kyle Busch.
Kyle's a rogue soldier out there.
Yeah, exactly.
The
The
first
Lone Ranger.
Toyota is in 14th, and that's Bubba Wallace, which
Eesh.
I would say Bubba Wallace might have the scheme of the race with the Columbia scheme.
I'll tell you that even though that one's good, his teammate in Riley Herbst has a terrible scheme for next week. Good Lord, that one it's a big yikes.
Purple and I think purple and pink work on a race car.
Yeah.
It can. It can. It can be bad too, but it can be good.
Yeah. Well, Columbia, they threw the teal in there, and
Columbia always looks solid, though. Whatever
So.
they do.
I also like Columbia. They sponsor them every year. They sponsor his race suit, but they also do different scheme every year. But I think they do one scheme, like they do a fishing scheme, which I think is this color. Then they'll do like a winter scheme, like later in the year. So it's like it actually makes sense.
They'll do our favorite, the Star Wars scheme.
That's sick. Hey, good news. Toyota. Oh no, never mind. It was 11th.
Oh, I tell you
So-
what I'm liking up here though is Josh Berry.
I agree. This could be a real good opportunity for him to squeeze past and get a W today. I think
That might be the biggest improvement. Is it's just the driver talent they have. It seems they got realigned at Penske, and I'm not here to take away from Harrison Burton. I just think it just didn't work out. But getting a guy like Josh Berry, who's just so consistent in a fast race car, can make the most.
Yeah, I think he could. I think he wins a race this year, but I think he could turn into something more. There's potential.
now
I think Martinsville. I would love to see him at Martinsville.
is he going to win a race or is he going to win a super speedway race?
I'd pick him. I think he'd be I think he's more likely to win Martinsville than Atlanta, even though he's second right now.
Okay. Fair.
And Penske's got a good short track program, as we've seen lately with the Martinsville, Phoenix type performances.
And I mean, you could argue. Update. We have a Toyota in the top 10.
Oh.
I got two
Oh.
now. The 2311 guys.
Ford, watch out. Ford, watch out. But like if you had to rank the guys at Martinsville, I think you could make an argument. And I know Barry's new and he hasn't done it at Cup, but just because of all his experience in the late models at Martinsville, like he could be a top 5 guy, at Martinsville.
Yeah, for sure. With as good as Ryan Blaney has been there, if he takes any of this, same setup that Blaney's had, yeah.
Looks like just single file 9 of 260. You got all Fords in the top 5. You got 2 Toyotas now in the top 10 with Reddick and Bubba.
That was a good move by Reddick there. See, here at Atlanta, unlike Daytona and Talladega, because the run has to be so quick, it seems like you can pass more. It's the perfect blend for this car, which is good at miles and a half and the super speedway. Like, it just shows that, like, I think you can. It's just this is better racing than Daytona and Talladega. Like, I'd prefer Atlanta over those two.
That's because they're not fuel saving. Like, I mean,
They can't.
more
It's a
pure.
mile and a half.
This feels like more pure racing, I feel like, than
Yeah.
those two. Which we say that, I feel like the top 10 are just riding right now.
Let me see. Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't get double file until what? 16, 17 back or something?
Yeah.
And who's the one on the bottom?
I think it's Bubba making a pass.
Okay. I mean, they're trying, but I mean, it's just nothing. It kind of reminded me of trucks and everything yesterday. They're all just riding around. Bottom was trying to work, but it just wasn't working.
Yeah. Yeah, and the problem too is right now you have the 3 Penske guys and Barry, which is an offshoot of Penske pretty much, riding top 4. So like they're probably just gonna try to control this race, keep anyone else from cracking the top 4, just ride single file.
One thing I do like, I have been a fan of with Fox is I feel like they're doing more side by side commercials. And so I really am a fan of that. Obviously, we all hate the cartoons, and we all have differing opinions. I think all 3 of us have the same opinions about the booth, but we won't dive into that as in detail or in depth as we probably want to. But I do like that they're going to we're making some moves up in the front.
It took me this long to realize that I'm so used to Blaney being in the Menards car that it's Cindric in the Menards car this week.
Oh yes, and the 2 Blaney's in the body armor.
Yeah. Dalton Hopkins, when we were in Daytona last year, we were talking about that. We think Austin Cindric could have a breakout year this year where
he's gonna have to. I mean,
Trey said it best. He literally
put up a shutout.
He doesn't have that safety net around him, whether he wanted to admit that he has one or not. We all know that he did, but with Cindric,
Cindric's influence. I mean, he's still part of Penske, but he's just not as active. So it's and I don't think, I don't think it's a Cole Custer situation. I think Cindric earned it, and he's won now twice.
Gateway and 500,
yeah. And I don't know if you guys listened to Denny Hamlin, but he acted like Cindric was the best super speedway racer there is right now.
I mean, he also wanted to kill Cole Custer too, so you know.
Well, he kind of deserved to. I mean, that was a rough past final 50 laps for Mr. Custer there. Like I get he's trying to win the 500, but it's like, come on, guys, you know. He door slammed him. Yeah. He door slammed him on the backstretch.
He said, "I turn now. Good luck, everybody else."
That's a Family Guy reference.
That's a Family Guy reference.
And sorry, it's crazy just to see these runs coming off of 4. Like we all see Daytona and Talladega, but when you come off the 4 at Atlanta, it's so narrow and everything, and the back end just kind of wants to snap.
We got some movement at the front.
Well, that's what happened yesterday with Raja. I mean, that was weird. It was just the car.
It just snapped.
It just snapped and it led to a big wreck. You rarely see that.
Everything I said a second ago is completely wrong because I thought the Penske guys would just ride it out. But I forgot that Joey Logano exists.
Exactly. There's one thing to be hard-headed and stubborn. It's Mr. Joey Logano Jr. the third. And I don't think he's a junior or the third, but I'm going to call him that. Once again, if you're just tuning in, we are doing our watch party. Bryan, Timothy, Dale, Nolen here. Mr. Michael Massie and Mr. Trey Lyle. We may get a fourth coming in down the road. He's usually late to everything, but he'll be here.
Tom Bowles.
Well, apparently we just lost one more, so apparently it's just a 2-man booth now. Sorry, I was literally zoned into this, but apparently Trey did his weekly disappearing act that he does usually on Frontstretch on the Frontstretch Happy Hour channel.
I think Tom is here, but he has no Trey to let him in.
But that's the thing. I don't have access. Trey doesn't have access. Now the adult in the room. Wow. Apparently Mr. Richman himself has a beautiful living room.
That's right. I'm replying to you from the Frontstretch mansion that you guys have never been invited to.
It seems like we deserve raises then.
Apparently.
Wait. No. Hold on. You just had your review. You had your review a month ago.
No, this is clearly you're staying in a My Place hotel. I mean,
you know what? That's a great way to do it. I agree. This is the type of luxury that you get in any My Place hotel. But we should make sure that they know that the piano might not be included in their stay.
Or the fire.
Piano every time.
Yeah. I
Tom,
mean, listen, a
play
piano
pool.
in any hotel room, that's a big luxury. That's hard for any hotel chain to give.
Hey, our reporters at the track, they stayed at my place this weekend in Georgia. So big shout out to my place for keeping them nice and cozy, because it's a little bit chilly in Hampton, Georgia right now. But you know what's not chilly though? That's this battle up the front. So how about this Aaron's Dream Machine and Mr. Giggles? He's wanting to win.
So why don't you guys update me on the first 20 laps, seeing as I was sitting here just trying to get let in.
Well, if you text me, you didn't text me. You just said I'm going to show up. You didn't say when you would get in.
I mean, Trey, my face did appear in the background.
I'm also not the only one with a login to this.
I'm not the one with a login.
Bryan, you are logged into this. How do you record each week?
I don't record. I have a producer that records for me.
That's me. But sometimes you
exactly.
Sometimes I'm not there and you have to record yourself.
I got logged out. Remember, we talked about this 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Well, I was
Anyways, I don't think people are watching to figure out how Bryan records in his
To be fair, for the last 5 laps, I was not in the room. I was helping. I had to help someone with something at my house, so I was assessing that.
Meanwhile, the Todd father is running wild on this field.
How about this? How about the two guys at the very top? Bulls, if you're just joining us and you're trying to fix everything, it's been Penske, but now Mr. Todd Gilliland's trying to enter the mix, and he's trying to battle Mr. Austin Cindric. So could we see Mr. Todd get his first ever Cup Series win?
All I know is unless Todd can get clear, we might have a Penske runaway because they are all 3 lined up with each other right now.
Remember when Todd almost won this race last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Todd was the strongest car early on in this race. You know, what would have happened if he somehow was able to make it through and actually win?
Yeah, it's going to be another front row car that's going to win this race today, and that's Mr. Zane Smith, though. So let's just.
Is it though?
I think that's a little bit more of a long shot. William Byron's moving up. I see William Byron in the top 10. Did you guys see that William Byron listened to my column?
I bet he took some espresso and before the race.
Yeah. So
I want to.
For those just joining us, I wrote a column this week about how William Byron won the Daytona 500 and how I think he's a really good story in the garage area, but nobody seems to care. And by nobody seems to care, it's the fans that don't really care because he doesn't really have a following, the same level of chase. About even Alex Bowman, he's behind Alex Bowman in overall following at Hendrick. And it just was like a blip on the radar screen that he won the Daytona 500 2 years in a row, which, by the way, only 5 people have ever done. And I was like, he needs to get outside the box. And next thing we know, he's sitting there asking Sabrina Carpenter if she wants to go to a Cup race.
Yeah, I know. Tom said, please follow William Byron.
God, Trey, your girlfriend was saying I make her laugh because I bully you, and this is why I bully you, Trey, because of stuff like this.
Hey, just because I'm trying to get this algorithm going to get us more viewers, okay? And I want to know if Tom understood the references I was making. I want to see how long it took.
A little bit. I'm an older millennial, Trey.
Hey, all I know is my best accomplishment is I got like 23 Taylor Swift references past Ed Lane during an episode of The Fast Lane.
He would not be allowed in my house, and my wife would not allow him in there. But that's a story for a different day. But it feels like we're trying to go all single file, but then again, someone wanted to go and try to form a second line.
So
it's
23-11, good showing so far.
4th, 5th, and 6th.
So is this a true or false statement? I want you guys to tell me true or false. Atlanta race is more boring, even though everybody is playing 110% instead of 50%, 3 abreast, like they did at Daytona to save fuel.
What is your definition of
boring?
So
Atlanta more boring, even though they're racing harder.
What's your definition of boring?
I mean, Ford's clearly up front, 1, 2, 3. We're kind of stuck in place here till the end of the stage. No 3 wide.
I mean, I feel like the drivers can race around more since they're not saving fuel. They can try and create other lines rather than they're just 3 and 4 wide. And unfortunately, I got to disagree with Mike Rowe, who on Facebook says Byron sucks. I'm just saying going back-to-back Daytona 500 wins and going to the championship 4, I don't really consider that sucking. But, to each their own. We appreciate you following along and watching it. Wyatt Watson also, I agree with him. This racing ain't boring. I personally like it. I think our colleague Steven Stump said that it's the best super speedway racing that there is, and I agree with him. I think definitely this is better than Daytona, and I think right now it's better than Talladega. We'll see what happens though in April about it. But Massie, what do you think?
23-11.
Byron and Larson have almost wrecked each other about 5 times here.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but 23-11 appears to be working very well together. Now that, but it appears that Larson is split in between them.
Hey, we got some Byron haters in this chat.
I'm
one
wondering.
last week too. I don't. Our initial group of followers as we start
this
thing,
guy. Hey, this guy.
They are not.
This
happy.
guy. This guy pities the fool that thinks William Byron is good.
I'm just wondering, Mr. T, Mike, why do you guys dislike Byron? Is it because he's dull?
I think Tom and Massie, the two old guys, got that reference, but Bryan didn't.
You're probably right. That's okay.
His name's Mr. T. Do you know who Mr. T is?
Wasn't he a wrestler?
No.
Whoa,
he was in Rocky.
Wait. You don't know who Mr. T is?
No.
He's an actor. I mean, he was he wrestled in WrestleMania 1 and 2.
Okay, then there you go. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, but he wasn't a wrestler. He was a celebrity.
Oh, well,
he was on the A-Team, the original A-Team.
Dude, I haven't seen Rocky in like 20 years.
Okay, he was also part of the original A-Team. Do you know what the A-Team is?
No.
Okay.
Apparently, Mr. T is going to hate me too now, so, you know.
That's
okay.
That was his catchphrase.
I cannot. This is a revelation. Bryan, Nolen, I got to send you some shit to watch. Sorry to swear.
If you
take off YouTube because of Tom.
If you locked someone in a bomb shelter for 30 years and then brought them out, they would know more about pop culture before 2015 than Bryan Nolen.
More like 2018,
more like,
Bryan.
Yeah,
more like 2010. I know, like 2014 and beyond, and maybe some. But like, if you're talking 2004, not a chance. No clue.
It's that because in 2014, it's when Idaho finally actually connected to the real world.
At least we did. Bryan, N is for noob. Mr. T, appreciate you.
Oh.
We're not. No. Moving on from that.
Bryan, I don't think that's a compliment.
You know, you finally made it when you have haters, and so I've made it, guys. But you know, who's making it is Josh Berry, and I truly think that he could win this race. I mean, he's got Penske power. He's got back-end with Cindric in second. Obviously, I know Cindric's wanted to win too. But I mean, Berry's looking strong, guys.
That's what I was about to say. In 2 weeks, Berry has put that up front more than Harrison Burton did in 3 years.
Oh my God.
Trey, I thought
Usamar trying to fit that in.
I mean,
it looked like it was about to wreck.
There's nothing new there.
Well, I'm ahead of Trey's stream, so I'm like, did he just see a wreck and it didn't happen? Like, are we in different?
It was almost a wreck.
That's what I'm thinking. Like before we started this, Tom, we're like, okay, who's ahead of who? And it goes Massie first, then me, then Trey. And I'm like, what? Did me and Massie miss something? Or
no? I watched Usamar try to fit it in 3 wide and almost make contact with Larson and Bubba in 3 wide, and they were in that would have been at 6th, so that would have caused a big wreck.
You know who's slowly getting up there? That 6 car, Brad Keselowski. And we know how good he is at super speedway racing.
How about this? Something we haven't been able to talk about is Chase Briscoe.
Where's he at?
I don't even see him.
No, I mean, I just saw him on the screen. He's in the middle of the field. It's the penalty because that came out, I believe on Thursday.
Yeah, it came out after bringing the Heat podcast.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think it'll matter. I think he'll win a race.
Back-to-back years, 100-point penalty. I mean, that's what he had to do this year. Back-to-back. He's in last at negative 67 points, so he won't get out of that hole till. But it's kind of nuts that 2 different teams, same kind of level of penalty in back-to-back years.
So now
again,
this is the problem with the playoff systems. It doesn't really matter, right? Like he wins a race, it's fine.
Yes, that's true. Right. We now know Mr. T's origin story.
That's a good reason. That's a good reason. That's better than just hating him just to hate him.
Also, can I rant for a little bit? Like I miss the crazy Ross Chastain. I missed when he wasn't afraid to wreck everybody and spin people out. Now he is as dull as a tree stump. Like I want the powerful. I want he's willing to risk it all for him.
I was at the
I
race.
miss that.
It was one of the few times I had to write in my life here at Frontstretch in the day that died. 'Cause-
Anyone that follows Frontstretch, can I just tell you, there's a reason why Trey is very talented behind the microphone. Trey is very talented as a producer. Just don't ask Trey to spell check your paper. If you get my drift, don't ask Trey to spell check what you're sending to the IRS.
There we go. Well, no, that's math. I can do math. I I just can't write.
Did Jeopardy? Remember the math of Jeopardy?
Yeah,
that's
Probably
true.
the best episode of Happy Hour. It makes
To be
me
fair,
laugh so hard.
it got better this year. So
Yeah.
it's going to get better. Well, when I got, it took us, we had a confirmed date and then someone had to bail. So then we had to change the date.
Are you calling Tom out?
Listen, if Trey was the head of Doge, he would get fired for mistakenly spelling it DUNCE by accident.
No, I would get promoted. What are you talking about? I master inefficiency.
That's all I'm saying. We all have skill sets here at Frontstretch, and you're in your element. You're good at your skill set, and that's why you are where you are.
We got to pass
you don't have
the
to
lead.
spell.
That's true, Mr. Todd Gillen. How about these two guys at the very front, Trey? Todd Gillen looking for his first ever win. Josh Berry looking for his first ever win. Two guys that are really, really hungry for a win. I mean, This is great.
Yeah, I'm staring at that. I'm staring at what are the two Toyotas the 2311 car is going to do? Because they've basically been nose to tail. Logano comes in line about basically this whole race. Those are the two. And then you have Iron and Cindric in between those two. And Hocevar is now up to 6th again. So, I think good for Todd and good for Josh.
Good for the Todd father.
Shout out to the Todd father. I mean, bringing back Aaron's and putting the Aaron's Dream Machine in victory lane. And I think Josh Berry's definitely about to pass him because it appears, they're treating Josh like the 4th Penske car, which, no offense to Harrison Burton. He's never really been able to be up there with the other 3 since his times here. Now you're adding a 4th car to Penske, how dominant they are at these tracks. That might be even more dangerous if
3 years for Harrison Burton, 2 top 5 finishes with the Wood brothers. We've seen 2 races now with Josh Berry. He's got a car that's capable of winning here. He had a car that was capable of winning Daytona. And he's already led more laps than I think Harrison Burton did the entire season last year in this race.
It's kind of weird that they're not going to go to a mile and a half till week 4 because they're going to be at Coda next weekend,
and then Phoenix, and then
Phoenix. So Vegas, so week 5.
Yeah, that's when the real season starts, pretty much.
Yeah, can't wait to hear that all week. This is when the real season starts.
So, I'll say that you're talking about doing more than their predecessor. If Todd Gilliland wins in an Aaron's car, he'll have done more than Michael Waltrip in an Aaron's car. And Mikey won some Busch races,
or Busch at the time.
He never won any Cup races in the Aaron's car. They're all in Napa.
Didn't Clint get that sponsorship for a year after?
Did Clint get it?
I know Clint definitely drove in Aaron's car.
Vickers had it.
Mark Martin had it.
Ooh, that was a block on the 2.
Daniel McFadden had a good tweet about the Wood brothers. Did you know they have led over 3,400 laps all time in Atlanta? It's a record for the track.
I think they're like the only team that's been there since the track started.
Yeah, but they've been not great for so long that you would think Hendrick or somebody would have passed them at this point.
Well, and I bet of those, you said 3,000 laps. I bet David Pearson led like 2,900 of them.
You're probably right on that.
I truly think that the 21 car is going to be better than it has been when. I think it'll be I don't think it will be as good as when Blaney drove it, but I think it will be more competitive than. No offense to Matt DiBenedetto.
I also think one
Harrison
thing that
Burton.
No one talks about with Penske is that now it's all the kids running it. They've changed over leadership. John Wood, I think, is now running it. And that's not necessarily to say the older Woods were doing a bad job. It's just I think they needed, some points you need new leadership and infusion of new leadership. I think doing that, they basically rechanged the whole team as we have now maybe a Toyota going for the lead in Bubba Wallace. But I think that was also a big part about it is they changed leadership at the Wood Brothers from top to bottom, and I think that's a really big thing with just resetting that team with Josh Berry.
And honestly, I know I'll say this again. Tom wasn't here when I first said it, but I know we harp on Fox and their coverage, but I have not had one full screen commercial since this stage started. So I mean, I'll give credit to Fox for that. We've seen every single lap, either if it was on side by side or in full screen. So shout out to Fox for that.
I always love the in-car shots that they have done. I think that they're really, really good, and when used right, and like the perspective that we're getting like right now during the commercial, I think that's awesome. And to the point on Barry, like we thought Barry at one point early last year could get a win in the 4-car. Like it looked like he was going to be the standard bearer for Stewart House Racing for a couple of weeks, and then like the announcement came that they were going to close down, and it felt like all bets were off after that, and then everybody lost momentum. So that's what I'm thinking. Like with Barry, it's like he's been underrated a little bit. He had a year that was, I don't want to say a wasted year, but a year where he couldn't really grow to the level that he needed to grow. And now it's a really good driver with a team that has Penske support. And Penske right now, you have to say, is still the top team in the sport, right? Like 2 championships in a row, 3 championships in a row.
Oh, imagine it's your rookie year in the Cup Series, and 1/3 of the way into the year, the team says, "Hey, we're done." At the end of the year, like that's a tough situation. And like I know he had Rodney Childers, but like Rodney had one foot out the door, looking for his next job. So it's just like how much effort was really, how much focus was there really at that 4-car last year? So this is
the second thing. Yeah, I have you guys ever been at a job where suddenly they're like, we're shutting down? I don't see anybody ever giving 100% in that situation at the second it happens. People say, oh, we're giving 100%. And I think they rallied around Chase Briscoe, of course, when Chase made the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So, I think that like there were moments, but I think it's really hard because you know that you don't have a job in X months and you're starting to look ahead to what the next job is going to be. So
yeah, Mr. T is asking, his son is asking, what is our opinion on why Ty Gibbs is struggling so far? I think that's a 2-part question. Are we talking this season in general, Mr. T, or why he hasn't won a race in the Cup Series yet? I think.
Throw the Super Speedway racing out. It's because Ed Lane supports him every week. If you want to get mad at someone, add Fastlane Ed Lane. It's because he supports him every week.
I did want to point out that McDowell is running last place, and he has power steering issues.
Didn't he have something like that last year?
Well, he had an engine. Didn't he have an engine problem at Daytona or something? He had a problem at Daytona.
Something's up with him at Daytona.
That's 2 weeks in a row. That's little.
Oh, no, I know what it was. It was like Hocevar had like a fuel pressure issue, and McDowell ended up having it as well, I think.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and look. I'm bringing up like some of the stuff that we use as reporters, some of the inside spotter stuff, and like some of the accounts we follow to try and see what's going on with Gibbs in this race. But I also want to check and see where McDowell finished in Daytona 500. I think he recovered.
The highest running Gibbs car is 16th, or correction, 18th with Briscoe. 18th with Hamlin now. He just passed him. So it appears Gibbs is just struggling as a whole, not just Ty.
Massie, like, what's the vibe on Gibbs? Like after you went through Daytona, like, do you think it's positive? Do you think like he came in with the right mentality this year? I mean, he was 16th in the 500. It's not like he's that far off.
Yeah, I thought, like at the media day this year, I thought that was the most personable and like outgoing and stuff Ty Gibbs had ever seen. Which I don't know, maybe that means he wasn't as locked in as he normally is. But yeah, it seemed like he was finally getting better with the media. As far as the performance, I just don't think the super speedway racing has ever really been his thing. When it first, that's got to be the first ever stage win for Josh Berry.
Ironically, though, he won Atlanta in the Xfinity Series. He won, I think, the first time in New Atlanta in the Xfinity Series he won.
Yeah, that car though. It was so
I mean, it was
when he was in the Xfinity
so
Series.
fast.
Yeah. And
So,
look, I mean,
here we go. If anyone wants to pay attention, we're about to end the stage.
Yeah.
I mean,
ooh,
your feed is so behind Trey. It's so
Yeah.
5. No one ever is on the same wavelength. Like,
yeah,
how many saw Josh
it's
Berry win
Hulu.
this? Like,
It's
30
100%
seconds.
Hulu. It's 100% Hulu. Good stage for Josh Berry. Good stage, I think, for 2311. We should talk about this. 2311 announces today, and I think this is a really good move. Corey Heim is going to be their developmental driver. He's going to do cup starts. He's going to do he's going to do a couple races with Sam Hunt Racing. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, that's some pretty nice news today. I think they get probably the best young talent next to Connor Zilic in the sport. I mean, I think this was a really good move by 2311.
I mean, I think it's good, but I thought that was already the situation, honestly, because he ran some cup races for them last year. He ran
One
for Sam
last
Hunt.
year. I think he ran Kansas, I want to say.
Yeah. I'm jumbling it together because he did sub for Eric Jones when Jones was hurt last year. And he was more of the relief driver at Legacy, so I guess he's kind of moving over to 2311.
He was also at 2311. I think they announced as a joint venture, but they just never needed a relief driver last year.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it's good. If money wasn't an issue, he should have been the guy in the third 2311 car this year.
Or the 20, or no offense to Dean Thompson. I think it was natural for him to jump up and be, as someone who, I think I root for Sam Hunt because 1, he's a Richmond guy. 2, he's been on Happy Hour. And 3, I personally know their PR person because I went to school with her. So I you make those connections and not here. But it'd been cool to see Corey make that jump because Corey has produced their best results. Him and John Hunter have done that. So it'd been cool to see Corey make that leap. But
last fall, Corey Heim almost won the Xfinity race here in Atlanta, and Austin Hill ran him into the wall.
Yeah, it would have been fun for Corey to make that leap, but don't you guys agree if like Corey wins 5 or 6 truck races in the championship this year, he ain't going to Xfinity, he's going to Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think this puts I'm not here to offend Riley Herbst, but I think it always felt like Herbst was a stopgap till they can get Corey Heim locked up, and they couldn't find the funding, and so they went to.
But then what do you do with Herbst? Because Herbst brings money, and
they already have monster money, Tom. Reddick is a monster,
true. So Herbst just gets to run for a year and then say he ran for a year and then that's it. Maybe Herbst goes back to the Custer team and then he brings Custer money and then that's a charter. And they could get a charter from where?
Yeah.
So it's just everywhere.
Well, we don't know. I think if
I mean the money's there.
There's
though.
also this gigantic lawsuit with 2311 going on right now that we have no idea.
That's true. Yeah. That's very, very true.
I'll phrase it this way. I wonder if we're not going to hear any silly season moves till that lawsuit's clear. Because that could change. That could mean there's no charter system. That could mean there's no the way NASCAR is financed is completely different. I would assume we are not going to hear a lot of driver deals until teams know finances, and because I think Denny Hamlin's a question just because look at the sponsorship issues they're having.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and could it be Kyle Busch 2.0 with him? Which, granted, I think it's not going to be because Toyota has more invested in Denny Hamlin and his team because I don't think they want to get rid of 2311 unlike a truck team because they could just easily move a truck team like they did with Tricon. But whereas they can't really move a cup team. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see. I don't think there's going to be a lot of driver moves till later in the year because of this lawsuit.
But, I mean, it could stretch out all the way till November, though, Trey. We never know.
I know. But teams got to know how much money they're going to have.
You're not wrong.
For drivers.
Yeah, I agree with Trey on that. And the other thing is, we're already seeing some movement around this, but we're all waiting for Dodge to officially announce they're going to be in trucks in 26. And there are going to be some people that will align themselves in the truck series with Dodge, hoping that Dodge might go all the way back up to Cup. And then that becomes a charter opportunity for them. Because remember, NASCAR always said, let's say the charter deal does continue after this lawsuit, that they would add charters if a new manufacturer came on. So you align yourself with Dodge in the ground floor, then you could eventually push your way back into Cup with a charter. And
NASCAR can start a team.
I think that's the only way a team like Trackhouse takes the next step is because they're always going to be getting. They're like the third Chevy team behind Hendrick and maybe they're second behind.
They're second. I think they're on the same tier as RCR.
Yeah, but they're
just never going to be Hendrick Motorsports. It's kind of like as long as
Gibbs was Chevy, they were never going to get the preference. They go to Toyota. That's their thing.
Yeah, and that's why I don't think 2311 will have the issue.
Tight getting off pit road there.
Oh, you're ahead of me. They're just coming on a pit road. Is this on Tubi? I wonder if it's on Tubi. Maybe I'm gonna.
Trey's like, I'm done with being behind.
Toyota got gained 9 spots on pit road.
Ooh. Bowman hit.
Bowman +8.
I think Bowman hit. Did you see Bowman hitting that 2 car? I think Bowman and the 2 got a little bit of contact.
So one of the other things that I think is interesting, heading into the year, that Mike Skinner interview I was listening to that Dalton did, and it's on somebody's podcast that won't be named here because his ego might explode.
It's okay. He only shows up for half the weeks of it, so.
No, that's true. He wasn't even hosting this week. But
bring the heat without Ryan Nolen.
Whatever. Y'all just hating. Y'all hating.
But it was a great interview. And Skinner was talking about how part of the problem right now with NASCAR is there just isn't the rivalries between people, right? And I think that's one of the things that happens when these manufacturers all line up together. And we have these 3 and 4 car teams. Bowman, Cindric hit each other on pit road. Are they really mad at each other? Is there a real rivalry there? What are the rivalries right now? Going into the season, I think that's part of what has made NASCAR struggle for much of the last couple of years. You talked about Chastain being neutered. Since we've had the Chastain neutering, what big rivalry has popped up that we should be following that people are really all about? I can't think of one right off the top of my head.
2 years ago, we had Hamlin, but it feels like that's kind of died off. Yeah, it's tough to think of another.
Yeah, right. And you think about, Massie. When you were a kid, when I was a kid, Rusty and Dale, right? That was. They may have been friends off the racetrack, but on the racetrack, they were kicking the crap out of each other.
I think there's only one true rivalry in Cup right now, and it's Larson and Bell, and that's more from dirt than it is the Cup Series.
Yeah, and until last November, no offense to Christopher Bell, he's a perfectly nice guy, but suddenly it was wow, I'm not watching paint dry. Oh, this guy's got a personality when he came to Phoenix, and he was really mad. And I was really nice to see that. It was nice to see him come out of his shell because, that is part of it. Like I said in the Byron column this week, you can't force people to like you. And, NASCAR may have gotten all these guys that are on board with corporate sponsors, but doesn't help them if they get the corporate sponsor money. And then the fans are like, this is not somebody that I really want to watch.
Exactly.
It's tough. It's a tough balance.
What I don't get to, and it does seem like we're just ragging on Bell here, but his sponsor's DeWalt. And that's a very blue collar-y, hard work kind of thing. Do you think of do you imagine Christopher Bell when you think of DeWalt? I just feel like he doesn't fit their image at all.
No. Who in the Cup Series does though?
I would think of a Josh Williams or a Butterbean before.
Mm-hmm. I agree. According to our producer behind the scenes, Mr. Wyatt Watson, Brad Keselowski said he was speeding on pit road. So,
Brad Keselowski said he was speeding.
No, Brad Keselowski speeding on pit road.
Brad just beat up the radio and said,
Brad was like, "Sorry guys, I sped."
Okay, so Cindric and
Bryan
Bowman.
Nolen doing his best impression of NASCAR officiating.
Well,
Trust me.
I'm not trying to check Twitter. I will say this. I think like if I had to pick two drivers that I know hate each other, it's Kyle Busch and Joey Logano. Like I know they hate. Like I remember. Like I think Kyle Busch did an interview with. It was when they were doing the like I Am Athlete interviews, and Kyle Busch basically talked about how fake Joey Logano is, without saying his name.
Yeah.
Um,
But you notice, Trey, like that's a really good point. But Bush Logano, Keselowski Logano, well, I'm not Keselowski Logano, Keselowski Bush. Those rivalries are aging out a little bit, right? Like next generation coming up, whose rivalry do we have? And the second that Ross was a spark, Hendrick came out and really like criticized him at Darlington. I think that reverberated across the entire garage because of how much respect everybody has for Hendrick. And while they won't come out and say it, Ross has not been the same guy since. He just hasn't been. And so since then, I haven't seen like the type of spark that you would need to start a really big rivalry. And even Ty Gibbs, we thought Ty Gibbs was going to come run over everybody in the Cup Series, and then we'd have all these rivalries going. He hasn't gotten anything going. And Noah Gragson just hasn't been competitive enough, I think, to get his personality up there and to start some things. So, just have a lot of corporate speak up front. And I don't know if that's a good thing.
Well, last year, of Logano and Ty Gibbs at the Clash, and I think everybody thought, oh man, that's going to be the next great rivalry. And then just nothing happened the whole rest of the year. And the problem is because it didn't, because they aren't racing around each other. You rarely see Logano and Gibbs in the same zip code, it looks like. So,
yeah. I'm going to mute myself for a second because Eric Estep just caught a Kyle Busch rant at the end of the stage. Apparently he's pissed off.
Oh, you love to see it.
He is mad at the driver of the 77 car, Mr. Carson.
Apparently,
who's mad at his car?
Apparently, everybody is. I think it was one of our good buddies, Mr. Dustin Albino, tweeted, and I quote: "Many spotters have mentioned how Carson Hocevar is all over the place, yet there he is in the top 5 after starting in 20th. So he could be a little bit wild. He's currently restarting in 9th place right now.
Wow. I mean, basically, to summarize the 11 seconds, like a lot of F words, a lot of I'm over him. I don't care if I wreck the whole field. I'm done with him. He's done that same move 10 times. And, we talked about this with Carson the end of last season. There were a lot of older drivers that felt like he needed to be taught a lesson, but nobody actually stepped out and tried to do anything. Like, will somebody step out and do something, in a high-speed race like this? I don't think so. I think it's just anger, but you never know.
So I just watched the video, and he
is
said,
something going to happen?
I don't care if I wreck the entire field. I'm done with him. So watch the 8 and the 77.
But Alex Bowman's the only one that comes to mind of anyone that did anything to Hocevar last year. Because Martinsville, he was knocking people around left and right.
The 77 and the 8 are not even close to each other right now.
Yeah,
I know, but we're 70 of 260 complete, though. I mean, there's a long way to go.
Yeah, and we're back green, at least in my feed. We got Logano and Barry right away, just taking control up front.
Yeah.
Like, the Fords are really making a statement. They're like, come get us. And so far, I don't really feel like anybody other than maybe Bubba has been able to come and get them. Really as simple as that, right?
Oh, so he banged doors under caution. Oh, and the Keselowski thing, I just watched the replay. The gas can, they couldn't get the gas can out.
Oh.
So that's why it's a removing equipment. And in more positive news, Michael Massie in the women's game, Virginia Tech 87, Cal 84. Let's go.
Ooh. Was that final score?
Final score, yep.
Yeah.
Boo. Cal. Proud alum, Aaron Rodgers.
He's not a Jets quarterback anymore.
It's okay. Still love him. Well,
you know who's still a Jets quarterback?
Don't say it.
Virginia Tech legend Ty God Taylor.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say it.
In the meantime, Michael McDowell, I believe, went behind the wall.
Yes.
No. He returns to the track 6 laps down after replacing power steering pump. So he's back in the race. But
Jeff Burton tweeting the 21 car is a Penske car with a different name. Lol.
You're not wrong, though. It is.
I mean, that's always been the case.
Yeah.
And why didn't
This goes
Harrison?
back to conflict of interest, man. Like that's the problem with it. Like when your son is in that car, it's really hard for anybody to take seriously what you say, right? Like
I mean, his
I like Jeff
his
a lot. I have
cousin,
the utmost respect for him, but
his cousin, not his.
I'm
Not
sorry.
his.
Yes, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Jeb,
You're
not
talking
Jeff.
about Jeff.
Oh, Jeb.
Oh boy,
You said Jeff.
These guys are 3 wide right now. This
This is
isn't
getting-
gonna end well.
in the words of John Gruden, this is making me feel a little bit nicey.
Feeling nicey.
Um,
right, 2 spider, 2 wide banana, yellow jet.
Oh,
3 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide.
I
Oh my God,
thought
oh my God.
Gibbs and Bell were wrecking.
well, SVG is also sticking his nose in there. Like
What's
Hey.
Gibbs and Bell coming up?
How much pressure is on SVG next week to win?
A lot.
not that much. It's only his third race in his first year full time. I mean, there's 7 road course. What 6 road courses?
Oh, Lord have
Yup.
mercy.
Ooh, SVG. All right. I am behind you guys by so much. It's gonna be great when something
I know,
happens.
it is going to be insane. You know, like the half the field is going to wreck, and then we're just not going to be able to hold it in, and we're going to ruin it for you. And I apologize in advance.
I do not care. This is just we're having fun.
Yeah, but I mean, and we are having
Oh,
fun.
tie!
There it is.
Was that the Gibbs Bell thing?
He went whoop.
Yeah.
And-
Oh,
According
man.
to our reporter Brad Harrison, it was a mechanical issue. McDowell back on the track though, and it will be a long trip.
yeah, but hey, if they're racing like this, there'll be 6 wrecks. They'll get back on the lead lap. You know,
Not
How many?
wrong.
Well, he's like what? 12 laps down.
You're gonna have 12 single car
12
spins.
laps down. He is 6 laps down. So I mean, I
Okay.
think that's probably too much. But you know,
Well, Daniel Hemrick was 8 laps down at Fontana and got all of them back. Remember that? And he got a top 10 from it.
by the way, points as they run right now. I don't want to get too crazy the second race. Just want to let you know we all have 56 points more than Chase Briscoe still after 2 races.
Love it. Love it.
As Trey's logging into the same site that Tom's on right now.
So Stuart Haas Racing is ahead of Chase Briscoe right now in points.
It's all about the bun. That's what's
You
his
doing
name?
okay? You
I
good, Trey?
can't. I can't think of Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Well,
Yeah.
you just said Ricky Stenhouse Jr. So, are we thinking of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. or are we not thinking of Ricky Stenhouse Jr.?
No, I read the back of his car. It was all about. He's
Oh.
got a bread sponsorship this week.
Oh. God bless you, brother.
Oh my God.
Well, if you're just joining us, we are doing our watch party, lap 79 out of 260. It's been all forward here. Once again, going side by side, which I'm fine with. Cool with me.
Watch party sponsored by
My Place Hotels. They helped us with our lodging for Atlanta. 10% off your next stay with the code Frontstretch. You can even bring your pet. So if I wanted to bring Archer and Genty, I probably won't. But I could if I wanted to. Once again, My Place Hotels, the official hotel of Frontstretch.com.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
I mean-
plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, as Brian mentioned. My Place
Love it.
makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Racing fans, you can now use promo code Frontstretch to save 10% off your stay at our nationwide properties. That's 10% off nationwide with code Frontstretch. This racing season, be sure to make my
Oh,
place your place.
Your place.
Sorry
I
to
know-
make a noise, but something just happened.
Okay, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Wait for it.
So now we're all waiting for it.
So Massey's first,
So
clearly.
Massey's first.
Did
Hold
it,
on.
Massie? Did it happen during commercial?
Yes, it's during commercial.
And-
All right. So we're gonna find out exactly. So I just saw it. Nolen, did you see it?
Oh. Okay, I just saw
Trey, still waiting. Still waiting.
it.
Maybe next century.
Oh, well, we wait.
Maybe soon. Maybe
I
soon.
think
Trey will see it.
I think it's just a one-car incident.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh,
actually-
caution. All right, caution. There it is. Okay, got it. Caution.
yes.
Okay, we're good.
Remember, like a week ago, for a split second, it looked like Ty Dillon was going to like turn around his entire career at the Daytona 500,
Mhm.
and now this is. I mean, because I think the
Womp womp.
first 2 races were really critical for him because he's always been a drafting driver, anyways. You know what I mean? Like that's been his deal, and now I mean, he was 14th at the 500, but like it could have been so much better. And that's not a good scene for him.
Well, guys, Michael McDowell, the free pass. He is only 5 laps down now. Only 5.
There we go.
It looks like Ty just lost it. Flat tire, maybe.
I mean, but you can do that here, right? Like, I mean, we saw that yesterday. Like, you can. Oh, something happened because he was all by himself. So,
he can't drive it away. Is the thing. He keeps trying to drive it away. Anywhere.
You're not gonna. That's the one negative. Like the biggest negative.
I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna go on a spotter channel for a minute.
Go for it.
The biggest negatives about this car is that it just cannot race on flat. He just lost it.
Yeah, I don't get the move to do away with the interliner tires.
Money.
Like, what are they doing? Like, they're just letting him just. Like, what are you doing?
Let him be stupid.
They're being the morons. It is mind-boggling how just so flippin' dumb these things are.
Well, it's kind of like they know the outcome, but they're gonna let him.
It's like Logano last week after he crashed out. He just started doing a burnout on the backstretch. That was wild.
I mean, if someone flipped to the race, they think Ty Dillon won.
Yeah.
This is mind-boggling.
So full screen commercial time.
Hey, I'm fine with it.
This is a good time to do it.
Liberty Bibberty.
Dylan's saying that he hit something on the backstretch. It's fixable on pit road.
Yeah, if he gets there, he's going to be like 58 laps down by the time he gets there because they don't have a darn clue how to get his car back to pit road. It's just stupid. That's what grinds my gears, people.
So I will say this. You know what's interesting? I'm on the spotter feed, and like, what's the sponsor? It's Traveler Whiskey. It's still Justin Allgaier's 40 car from last week, even though that was supposed to be a one race deal. So that's really interesting to me because that's just that they're going to be more.
Well, on the Dell Jr. download, Jr. wanted to potentially do another race later this season, either Talladega or Daytona. So he's not ruling it out that he could do another one. Obviously, Allgaier would be the sponsor. And honestly, kudos to Chris Stapleton. He saved the entire race.
Allgaier would be the driver.
Yeah, sorry. Allgaier would be the driver. But Chris Stapleton saved
Allgaier would be the sponsor.
I mean, Bryan probably would be the sponsor too, though.
He could be like Corey LaJoy and put up his own money.
Good.
Yeah,
but
Justin Allgaier, would be so proud to give up my seat and my money for the year to make sure someone else takes the possible cup opportunity that I might have down the road.
Listen,
I will say
probably is my face on the hood, and then that's how
not a bad choice since Kelly Earnhardt is on their board, hence why they still sponsor.
I mean, listen, what he did yesterday, though, that was grinding my gears. You were clear of Austin Hill, and you did not go and block him.
The teammate loyalty. He wanted to stay with Sammy Smith.
Guess what? He didn't win. That's what happened.
It cost him the race, but
exactly.
Yeah. The whole teammate stuff's gotten out of hand. You need to be more selfish at the end of a race.
Mm-hmm.
But Bryan, you keep grinding those gears, you're gonna need a new transmission here pretty soon.
Did it do?
I was just going through Twitter to see some things to bring in here. So they're taking Dylan to the garage. Dylan didn't want to go to the garage, but because the tow truck had to come, they're going. But remember, this year you can spend as much time as you want in the garage, like the old days, and then he could come out 50 laps down if he wants. The other thing is everyone is complaining about Carson in the draft, like multiple drivers, not just Kyle Busch. Saying that he's all over the place. But for being all over the place, he A, hasn't caused a wreck, and B, he's racing near the front. So he's doing something right.
Yeah.
But this is the type of thing, like, Carson has carved himself a little bit of a reputation. Do I agree that he needs to be a little toned down in certain situations and he overdoes it? Yes. But he also shouldn't be neutered because everybody just bullies him into being neutered. Like him being aggressive, him fighting for wins, him making people mad. It's good for the sport. It's not bad for the sport.
That's what DW and Earnhardt did when they came into the sport. They pissed all the old guys off. And what did they do? They won a bunch of races, a bunch of championships. Brad Keselowski was that way when he came to the sport. He's making everybody mad. He won the championship. Now Brad's gotten soft and isn't that way, and he's not winning as much. Is that a coincidence? Ross Chastain as well. He's not doing as well since he lost that
Hey,
pissing everybody off there.
who's
Next media conference with Brad, why don't you call him soft and see what happens?
No, no, thank you. As someone that has to do that next week, I'm not going to. But
Hocevar just doesn't need to piss off Rick Hendrick, and he'll be fine. He can keep driving this way. Because that clearly is what ends things, if you piss off Rick Hendrick.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What a shot of the tire. Just going. That's a good shot by Fox.
The next time this happens, I'm going to set a timer to see how long it takes for Trey to actually see what we've got.
It's a solid 30 seconds. It's a 30.
No, I think it's longer than that. I think it's like a
45.
minute.
I think it's 45 seconds to a minute.
It's Hulu. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, I know on YouTube TV you can change a setting.
That's what I do. That's what I have done.
But you can't do it on Hulu for whatever reason. By the way, if you're a basketball fan, Luka Doncic scored 30 last night for the Los Angeles Lakers, and I believe the Mavs are getting blown out by the Warriors right now.
Ooh, all right. That's what I like to hear.
So, we can just talk. I'm waiting for the score to pop up.
You know the best part about doing this watch party is that I don't have to hear the 32,000 Liberty Mutual commercials.
41-21 with 8:50 left, and the Lakers play the Mavs on Tuesday night. And
also,
I've set Luka Doncic's over under at 49.5.
Jeez. Also, can we just give a compliment to the CW and their tremendous booth? I mean, Adam Alexander, Jamie McMurray, and Parker Kirkman, they are so good. Like, I was talking with my wife's Uncle Jay. Shout out to you, Uncle Jay. Appreciate you. And like, it was such a breath of fresh air comparing that broadcast to the truck broadcast. Like, it is just it's cringe compared to the Xfinity CW. And I mean, the Xfinity CW is great, from their pre-show to their pit road to the booth to the care center. Everything is fantastic. I really, really, really am loving CW coverage.
I will say the CW in particular has come out of the box really strong, and Parker has come out of the box really strong.
Yes.
Like, I think Parker is really showing that he could be a top tier analyst in this business, maybe even a future play-by-play guy. Because, that play-by-play is where we really are going to need people coming up, right? Like Mike Joyce in his last year. Yeah, Adam Alexander does a really nice job.
Are you breaking news?
I was going to say,
no, I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. Mike Joy is up there in years. Not in his last year. And so,
who I have high expectations for? The graphics department of Fox IndyCar.
Oh yeah,
we're moving on from that.
Yeah. St. Pete next Sunday.
I was going to say the IndyCar series gets.
Does premiere in St. Petersburg next Sunday.
I'm very interested to see how they do there.
I'm intrigued to see Will Buxton, how he is as a play-by-play guy, because I don't think I've ever.
In order to finish the race, you must complete all the laps.
Okay, Trent Dilfer, thank you, sir.
No, that's Will Buxton, man. Did you not watch Drive to Survive? That's the whole meme from Drive to Survive.
I've never watched Drive to Survive.
Okay, Will Buxton is I know, but Will Buxton's meme is he's a very literal person.
Yeah, you never watched Drive to Survive, but that's what's driving Formula One fandom right now. Is that whole thing? It's Drive to Survive, and 100 Days to Indy is driving the IndyCar surge, right? Like, where NASCAR. Remember when the NASCAR documentary came out and everybody loved it, and Mike Massie had a starring role? Like, that's the type of thing that, like.
Isn't they did another season of it? They just, I don't know when Full Speed's coming out again. We know it's in April.
Adam H on our YouTube channel said Kligerman is so underrated broadcasting and driving. I completely agree. I mean, he is fantastic.
I mean, he won this year.
With an asterisk, but yes.
With an asterisk, yeah.
Based off, if you believe their story of that, they were just stretched so thin that the crew made a mistake in post race.
Yeah, I mean, look, it is hard, right? Like
Well,
it is
it
hard
makes
because they're
sense for
taking these wins away.
it would make sense for like Henderson Motorsports, which has like one full-time employee, and
Yeah.
they're stretched so thin, being such a small team. Like if this was Tricon and they use that excuse, I'm like, no, I don't believe you. But
I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
it'll-
they were found to be off in post race inspection, and like if you feel like if all the race teams need to fight it if they feel like that penalty doesn't change the outcome of the race. But there's a reason why those rules are there. I don't know.
Corey Heim,
It's just a lose-lose for everybody.
Back to green here. We're going 2x2, 90 out of 260 completes. Stage
170 laps to go.
How about Alex
think-
Bowman, William Byron, top side? Look at some
Hendrick Motorsports
Yeah.
is 3 in a line right now. You
Yep.
have Bowman, Byron, Larson.
Where's Elliott?
He's turning 13.
13th.
13th.
Yeah.
So he's right in the mix. I mean, he's 2 cars behind. He's only 2 cars behind them. You have Barry and Noel. Now it's 3 because I think that was Priest that just scooted in there.
Yeah, you
Hey,
still got a lot of cars in the mix.
Someone slowly moving up to the front. Riley Herbst is in 14th, so we're almost got all 3 2311 cars in the top 10.
Okay.
Which I would argue is that the one team that's challenged the Ford so far is 2311. Now Hendrick is showing something, but so far it was 2311 showing, Bubba and Tyler working very well together. So
Yeah. I mean, you got really 4 Penske cars if you count the Wood brothers in the top 10. And then you got the 2 2311 cars. And then you got 300
row.
cars.
and a front row car.
Yep. That's your top 10 right now.
The Todd needs some help. Where's his teammates at? They're not.
Trey. Where's Zane Smith at?
Yeah,
It's a
where's
long
Zane
play.
Smith at, Trey?
It's just a long play.
It's still early enough where I almost came out with when Michael McDowell's 5 laps down, but not with front row anymore.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, I do want to track and see if McDowell gets back on the lead lap. He's going to get another one back. If nobody crashes the rest of this stage, he'll still get another one back. Because I don't think anybody's going to lose a lap, right? Like there's only a handful. But this stage is what, like 60 laps? Am I right on that? Is it 60 laps again? Maybe it's a little longer.
We got about 56. I think 56 laps to go.
Oh, 56 laps in the stage. Oh, it's 60, 100, 100.
Yeah. Oh, wait. No. Yes. 60. It's 66.
Yeah.
I can't do math.
Man, Gilliland and Logano are.
Tom was right. 60, 100, 100.
Okay.
60, 100, 100. I know.
That equals
It's just-
260, and that's how many laps.
Bubba
Yeah.
making it 3 wide, making it tight.
Calm down.
Pause.
Laps led so far. I believe, yes, I'm just checking on this. Only 1 lap. Here's a good trivia question. Only 1 lap in this race has been led by Chevrolet. Who led that lap?
William Byron.
William Byron.
Nope.
It was someone who probably stayed out.
Bowman.
Nope.
It's not a Hendrick driver, is my guess.
Okay. It must have been a pit road thing where like
Hi, Dylan.
Nope. Good guess. That was a good guess, but nope.
I'm
I
closer.
don't think anybody's ever going to get it.
Austin Dillon.
Nope.
Kyle
Rick
Busch.
Stenhouse Jr.
BJ McLeod.
My man.
Okay, so
By
he just
staying
stayed
out under caution.
My logic was right. I just
driver.
picked the wrong
Yeah.
driver.
Yep, he's the only guy to lead a lap so far.
Wyatt, I will kick you out of this chat. Okay, I will kick you out.
Yeah, I mean, look, right now, the Fords up front remind me of Austin Hill last night. I mean, it's like marking time up there, right? Come and get us, and can anybody come get us? And that's what the next 150 laps are going to be about, right? Like, can they split the Fords up? And can somebody just like lead a lineup there? And I do think that Carson, all over the place, Hocevar with Bubba, with a little bit of help, might be able to do something. But we'll see. We'll see if people still want to work with him.
Oh, boy. That 60 car got loose as a goose.
Michael Massie just disappeared.
He did? Thoughts and
He
prayers
just
to
turned his
Michael
camera
Massie.
off.
Thoughts and prayers to him. Once again, we are just about to get to lap 100, 260.
He's probably
39 of 100.
Oh, he's relieving himself. Oh, contact.
There you go.
Yeah, what's the sponsor for Priest again? I've never seen.
It's Kroger.
It's Kroger, Tom. Have you never been to a Kroger before?
I think it's Kroger, and then it's
Really?
Oscar Mayer on the outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's
it's not high. It's Geneva. It's a coffee brand.
Genevia.
Yeah, something like that. It's either a coffee or a chocolate brand. I can't remember.
I was gonna say they look like the colors. I was in Amsterdam last summer, and like they look like the colors of the subway in Amsterdam. They're very strange.
I thought you were about to say they look like the colors of a certain delicacy that could be used in Amsterdam.
Trey, inappropriate.
I didn't say anything. It's Amsterdam. If you're an adult, you know what goes on in Amsterdam.
No, me and my wife were talking about this, and she had no idea. My brother-in-law did, and I did, and my wife had no idea. So maybe every man knows about it.
No, I was not talking about that. I was talking about a certain herb you can take.
Text it to me. I don't know what you're talking about. But something that is not being talked about is this wild racing that is occurring.
We got a caution.
Oh boy! Oh, Mr.
Oh yeah!
Spoiler!
All right, let me start the timer.
Hold on, I haven't got it yet. Oh, we're spinning.
One car.
Okay.
He looks okay.
We're gonna see how long it takes for Trey. We're at about 10 seconds now.
I bet you it's 45.
Close.
Right over 20 seconds now.
Is it Chastain?
Wait for it.
Oh, there it goes. 43.
Okay,
all right, so he's right. It's about 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
He did get the inside wall.
And he's got a flat.
He's got a flat.
It's not the legacy you want to leave here, eh?
Oh, God. That was terrible. That was terrible. When Massie says it's terrible, it's terrible.
There should be a picture of a certain someone that just pops up whenever you say that a joke is that terrible.
Adam Cheek.
I'm not mentioning any names.
Eric Jones said on his radio, and I quote, "We are effed. Tow that mother effort back."
That's the thing, because Legacy had such a good Daytona.
Yeah, they did.
They really did. They really did.
Top five or 3 cars. Wait, yeah, 2 cars top 5.
3 in the top 12.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, and look, it's still a good
contact with Busher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That one hurt Wyatt's soul. I feel you, brother.
Dalton told Busher to wreck it.
Adam H says he smacked that inside wall hard. He did. I think it was a little bit bigger than what people are seeing on TV. That was a rough one.
That wasn't Busher's fault. He came across his nose.
Once again, we have a situation where so Michael McDowell only 4 laps down. You know, I have never liked this rule where there's one time where Kyle Busch was at Watkins Glen. This is a long time ago, and he went in to fix something. It was like power steering, similar to this. Went 5 laps down, ended up with a top 10 finish. Got all 5 of those laps back on a road course under caution. I've always hated this rule because of this. I've always thought there needed to be tweaks to the wave around to the lucky dog. So I'm curious to see if McDowell gets on the lead lap and does something.
It'll be awesome. It'll be so cool if he
wins. Assuming no one else goes a lap down, like 1 lap down at this point, he's guaranteed at least 1 more lap back.
Yeah.
Right, he'll only be 3 laps down. And like once you get to like 3, it's definitely within reach. Although, you know, like a big wreck would probably put like a couple guys a lap down in between them. You know, but these guys that are, you know, wrecking, they're on the lead lap, they're not coming back out. So like, you know,
well, he just needs these 1 lap events like keep happening.
Yep. So, I mean, it's just something I'm watching, something I'm tracking. You know, lap leaders, by the way, so far: Logano 35, Barry 31, Cindric 30. So that's 100, and that's 96 of the 104 laps.
Apparently, Jones is fired it up and is driving it back around instead of getting towed. So he's going to still.
I'm looking at him get towed
Oh.
right now.
Okay, well, thank you, Toby Christie on Twitter. Yeah. So
Adam H said 5 is a bit much to get back here, but 3 is doable. Adam, I would agree, but I was at Fontana when Daniel Hemrick was, I think, 7 or 8 laps down, and he got all of them back, and he got the lucky dog.
yeah, McDowell's at 4.
And he got a top 10, not a lucky dog. He got multiple lucky dogs, but he got a top 10 from it.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, but it is possible. You just have to have everything go your way the rest of the day, and I mean everything.
Well, he's
Right.
guaranteed to be at least at 2 after the stage, assuming no one goes a lap down between now and the end of the stage.
Is Jones like trying to like hold his head because it's bouncing so much?
It is
Yeah.
bouncing a heck of a lot.
Like, did you guys see that? He was like holding his head on the left side.
Yeah, I think he's trying to keep it still because it is.
Gotcha.
That is a little concerning.
Yeah.
Well, if you're just joining us, this is our Frontstretch Watch Party presented by My Place Hotels. And Trey, I think you want to talk about My Place a little bit.
I don't think he does.
Yeah. You know what?
So then you know what? I'll talk about it, because if you put code Frontstretch in, you'll get 10% off on your next stay. Your room might not come with a piano like what's in the background for me, but they are wonderful rooms. They actually just helped us out with Atlanta. They're going to be helping us out for several races this year. What better place to say when you say you're away from home and people ask where you are? You're like, I'm at my place. My place. It's just like home, except it's a hotel. So My Place Hotels, thank you for sponsoring us. Thank you for being a part of everything that we do here.
I agree. Adam, I don't know if it's going to be every week, but we will be doing this occasionally. If we do something like this next week, I will not be there. I'll be at the track with our content director, Mr. Steven Stump. We're going to be at COTA together. So it may not be every week, but we will do it for some big races. But you just have to stay tuned to frontstretch.com and all of our social channels. And when we do have one, we'll let y'all know.
Right. And a lot of it, Adam, is actually going to be feedback from the fans and feedback from what we get, right? Like, this is something that we're just trying for the first couple of weeks to see what the reaction is. And, we tried it for the second half of the Daytona 500. The delay kind of messed it up. So it was hard to see how many people stuck around. But, we're going to see what the audience is for something like this. And like the fans tell us all the time, one of my big things at Frontstretch is it's not a story if nobody reads it. It's not a story if nobody sees it. So y'all don't want to watch party, then we won't be doing this much more. If you guys react strongly to this, give us good feedback, and you enjoy it, then we'll probably do a little bit more of this.
Awesome. Adam, are you going to be going to the race? If so, maybe if you're going to go to Tweet Up next week, me and Steven can meet you and connect with you, and appreciate you tuning in. So just let us know if you're going to the race next week, and maybe we can catch up with you. But Speaking of a guy that was missing in action a little bit, Trey Lyle's back. Trey, thank you so much.
Wait,
buddy.
is that like an old school Digger Fox shirt?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought that like nobody remembered Digger anymore. Remember Digger had his own cartoon series?
I found it on
like an
eBay.
animated show.
Really?
Yeah. They played in the pre-race.
Oh,
It was like a whole thing.
I thought you meant like an actual like prime.
No. There was a 100% animated Digger show. I'm gonna like look it up right now, like, because he had like a big rise in, it was definitely a fad, right? Like, so had its peak, and then it just started, falling apart. The Adventures of Digger and Friends, a series of animated vignettes that showed during NASCAR and Fox pre-race shows during the 2009 NASCAR season.
So it was part of the pre-race. It wasn't like its own show.
Yeah, Keith Urban composed the music for the Digger and Friends stuff.
He must have been hurting that year.
Ooh.
He made some bad financial decisions that year.
Yeah. The series followed Digger's life and adventures in a racetrack with his friend Marbles, his girlfriend Annie, his grandpa Gramps, not to be confused with someone at Frontstretch we call Grump Grump, and a police officer that chases Digger's mischievous acts, Lumpy Wheels. who is named after Humpy Wheeler.
The cops are after Lumpy.
A police officer that chases Digger. He was after Digger.
Ooh.
So he was supposedly the track guy that went after Digger. So it did not last longer than 2009.
So to reset here, Gillen
let us
Logano.
know when they go green, Trey, and then I'll have an accurate clock on you because I started it just as they hit the line to go green.
All right. Logano, Gillen, front rows, Hendrick, and Bowman, row 2. And then I think Wallace and Byron, row 3. Okay, pace car just went off. And I'll tell you when that you want me to know when they cross the line?
When they cross the line, that's when I started it.
Logano crossed the line.
29 seconds.
So 30.
Yeah, it's like a whole lap, pretty much.
That's unbelievable. Like, I think you should complain to your streamer.
I agree.
Well, it's cheaper. I get this, Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, and it's just as expensive as YouTube TV. So I will take the 30-second delay.
Meanwhile, in the world of live TV, which is what the rest of us are watching, Penske has once again pushed up front and just comfortably gotten ahead.
Yeah, too bad that car is not in the lead.
I mean, like
the Todd Gilliland, they were now they're about to pass, but I was going to say it was Gilliland and Bowman 1-2. Now Joey Logano.
Joey and Blaney just powered past them.
No, Cindric. Remember?
Cindric. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Cindric in the Menards car.
I made that mistake.
So Cindric so far has led. So he led 30 laps today. He led a gazillion laps 500. He led 59 laps in the 500. All of last season, he led 256 laps. So now he's already led 89 laps in the first 2 races. And that's more than he led in his rookie year, and that's more than he led in 2023.
So improvement. Good for him.
Yeah, big improvement. He led 256 laps total last year.
I think
a lot of them were in this race, the fall race.
I think the third year is when you really need to see you put up or shut up. And
he's hit the 100 starts recently. So
benchmark, yeah.
You could argue that he got better end of last year.
Yeah, he had a good playoffs.
Yeah.
Didn't he advance first round?
First round. And then he had a top 5 at Martinsville at the end of the year.
Yeah. Under the helmet.
Under the helmet.
With the fake hair.
So it looks like it's going to be Penske versus Hendrick right now with
don't count out
in the background.
Don't count out 2311. And I would not count out the Todd father.
I was going to say, honestly, Todd father says, put middle finger up to me because my gosh, he's got a rocket ship.
Like, can you imagine if he had a teammate up there helping him?
I know. Zane Smith letting him down hardcore.
I mean, Gregson as well.
Yeah, he's been invisible.
Yeah, and I expect Gregson is essentially the same team. Like talking to him, he was like, "Yeah, we have basically the 10 team back from last year." You know, Blickenstar's his crew chief, so it'll be interesting to see how quickly they adjust.
So it's kind of like when Truex went to Gibbs. Like it was the kind of
it was essentially the
Furniture Row team. Yeah, I feel like we got a wreck coming soon. I feel like
we are brewing. One guy we're not mentioning, according to Wyatt, is Daniel Suarez. That's true. He's kind of been invisible as well. I don't see him in the top 20 at all, or Team Trackhouse. Chastain is 13th, but other than that, they've been kind of MIA. So, I agree there. Adam,
and this is the race that Suarez needs to deliver at. I mean, this is his best track.
Yeah. Adam H says HMS trying like hell to get up there together. Yeah, they are.
Hey, Bryan, if you click the comment, you can show it on the screen.
No, I can't. I'm not logged in, Trey.
I think even if you're not logged in, you can do that.
You said this last week, Trey, and then I could never click on any of the comments.
You.
I think, yes.
Okay.
I think you have some authority that you've taken away from us so that we can't
do
that.
I was pretty sure you could do that, but I okay. But it's fine. I can do it. I'm here.
News, Trey.
Yeah.
And Brian's gone.
Yeah, Nolen just got off the phone. He got a call from Doge. We were looking at making some cuts. We were told that we needed to make cuts, so Trey and Ford.
Well, that sucks for them too,
Well,
because I have all the control.
You and me now.
Yeah, y'all.
Oh,
You can keep talking about cutting me, but I have the control. So
oh shoot, yeah, that's a good point.
He's on a
That was
power
a bad
trip
that was a bad move on my part.
Exactly.
Yeah, anybody that you guys thought would be up there that is not up there that you're like, wait, I thought I would
Blaney.
see this guy.
I would say Blaney. Blaney's in
Joe-
14th. He's not with the
Yeah,
other
Blaney.
two Penske cars.
Yeah,
Joe Gibbs Racing. I thought they would show up for the race. They struggled in qualifying, but I thought they had race speed.
All of RFK besides Keselowski, so Priest and Busher, they've just been,
Well, Butcher's been. I think Priest has been in the top 10 in a couple points today.
Oh well, I haven't seen him.
Hey, I got a name. I mean, it was only the race that saved his career with the team. Where's Suarez?
We just had a whole conversation about it.
Oh shoot! All right, maybe I should pay. Maybe I was looking at Twitter and I should pay more attention. See, I'm still trying to go back and
Wyatt
forth on
literally
this.
brought him up, and we talked about it.
Oh, one guy we're not mentioning, Daniel Suarez. Yep, at 440. Tom was clearly looking at the race and not paying attention at 440. And
This one tweet by Nate is MFOF says NASCAR ignoring the tow situation like a school board ignores bullying. I mean, he ain't wrong.
They
yeah, I would be interested to see. I wonder if Daniel or Brad is going to get Eric in the garage because I want to see his thoughts on it. Because I think it's another.
Ty Dillon is
right?
Ty Dillon's back out there at his minimum speed.
Okay.
Hey, who wants to guess who has the fastest lap, and we get the bonus point right now?
Eric Jones?
Incorrect.
ooh.
It's a Chevy.
Eric Jones.
It's a Chevy.
Oh, sorry.
Is it Kyle Busch?
Nope.
Austin Dillon.
Nope.
Ty Dillon.
Nope.
Bowman.
Nope.
Stenhouse.
Okay, stop guessing. Tom, one guess. Unless you're looking
it's a
at it.
Chevy.
Yes.
Fastest lap. I'm going to say Justin Haley.
Incorrect. It was AJ Allmendinger.
He's in this race?
Yeah, he is full time. He's full time.
Well, he hasn't been shown on my screen, so I didn't know.
You have a real chance to see him in victory lane next week. So
There's a couple guys that are going to be contending. I think his name is number 88 and Connor Zillich.
is Zillich racing next week?
That'd be
Debut.
Oh yeah, he's in the Red Bull car, right?
Yep.
Brian, I don't think he's driving the 88 car.
Wait, what number is he driving? Or is that SVG?
SVG's the 88.
What is he doing? The 89 or what?
87.
87, okay. I knew it was in the 8s.
That's a throwback to front row Joe Nemechek.
And the Red
Front
Bull
row
back to
Joe.
AJ Allmendinger and Brian Vickers.
Which I wish NASCAR would have. I
think
could.
Brian Vickers is frowned upon.
Brian Vickers.
But
Why
what he
is
did?
Brian Victor's
Did his
frowned
wife
upon?
do anything?
We're not. Oh, moving on.
What, you talking about Steve Smith?
We're really moving on to that.
We got way off topic.
Wait, Tom, do you know what's going on with Steve Smith?
I don't fully know what's going on.
Okay, just Google it. Just Google it.
Just Google it? Okay. I will. I'll report back.
Adam H says front row Joe. Ain't heard that in a minute. Yeah, honestly, every time I'm in the garage area by John Hunter and his family and everything, I always look for Joe Nemechek, and I've never seen him at a racetrack ever since he retired or doesn't do or finished when he was doing starting parks. He's never at the racetrack anymore. So I hope he's doing okay.
Are you gonna try to see? Do you think Red Bull will have a monster display like they do, like Monster does, where you can get free monsters?
I would hope so.
Because I actually, if I had to pick straight Red Bull or versus a straight Monster, I think I'm picking Red Bull.
Same.
Better. It's
Oh,
better.
yeah.
Same.
I can drink Red Bull Monster. I feel sick after I drink it.
Fun story. Tom.
By the way, the person I know who took most advantage of the Red Bull cooler at a race was Alex Gantz.
Oh, I believe that. When me and
No,
Massie
when
covered the
I could
awards
see
banquet,
Alex doing that. 100%, I could see Alex doing
That
that.
was a fun Bristol trip for him.
when me and Massie covered the awards banquet, it was Monsters being sponsored. So we had Monster and vodka together. You felt like you were about to run a marathon and have a heart attack at the same time. It was bonkers.
I can't have Red Bull and vodka. I do not get a good reaction from Red Bull.
Oh, it was wild. But you know what else is wild? Is this racing? Because we got 34 laps to go in stage 2. I would assume that the pit window is open. I don't know if
I think they can make it to the end. That last caution, they all went gas and go.
Okay.
Can I just say I did look up what happened with Steve Smith, and while I'm not saying NASCAR should have that type of drama, that is the type of thing that just never even on the radar screen in NASCAR. I'm not saying it's good for this. It would be good for the sport if it happened, but there's no TMZ trending stuff like there is in the NFL and in some of these other sports.
I mean, technically there was kind of with.
I guess with Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
You know. But and again, I'm not saying that needs to be it. I'm saying there could be a lot more positive storylines. Yeah.
Go start an affair with a cheerleader.
Don't, bad dog. No.
Oh wait, it wasn't a cheerleader. It was a marching raven. Let me correct.
Marching raven. I mean, the Ravens in the offseason. I mean, you got Justin Tucker and now this.
Wait, let's not compare those two things. One is bad. One is
very
awful.
Bad. I would say that they're both bad, but I mean, one
is way worse. One is at least consensual, and the other is not.
That's fair.
I will say, when you go to get a massage, they are great. Couples massages also highly recommend. They're great too. What I don't recommend is this foot cam that I'm seeing. I'm not a big fan of feet. So Wyatt Watson, keep your feet away from the comment section, please. I don't know how I tied all that in together, but somehow, some way I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
I really
so we
did.
Adam H asked for the opinion on Harvick calling races. I actually think Harvick is great.
I do too.
I think he's been a good addition.
Needs to change his name.
You a different reaction. You don't like it?
I think what people liked about Kevin Harvick is he was fiery and he would say anything back in the day. Then it's like the Ross Chastain thing we were talking about earlier. And then he gets in the booth and he's like, it's like all that fieriness and intensity is gone and he's just boring.
I would put it this way. There are 4 driver analysts in the Cup Series right now, right? There's 4. I'd rank him 3rd.
Who would be your number 1?
Junior, and then Jeff Burton.
You'd rank Burton out of Harvick?
Harvick, and then Boyer.
I don't know.
No.
I like Burton better than Harvick too because
I think Burton Burton for the first time really got to like talk this past season with NBC when it was a 3-man booth, and I think he did a really good job.
I just think if Harvick didn't have Boyer there, he'd be so much better because Boyer is so bad. He literally, when you have to be professional and everything, he's like, oh, how about them? We got to reach up there and pull it up belch time one more time.
That's DW.
No, that too, but it feels
we got a problem for a front runner.
Okay.
First of all, anybody have a pot that they could show? Because they have a kettle in the bottom right-hand corner that,
I have a finger I want to show you right now, Tom, but it'd probably be very, very
Tom, can I kick him out? Can I kick him out?
No, don't kick him out. Oh, wait a minute. No, hold on. Nolen, we have a 30-second delay on this podcast.
Oh, yeah,
we know what's happening. We want to inform the viewers of what's happening, but we have a host that has a 30-second drag effect on us. He can't figure out what's happening yet.
Yes.
Not even touching the ground.
Adam, yes, I agree. Waiting for the day.
Oh, no, Todd!
Yeah.
There you
Todd!
go. There it is.
See, that's why Zane Smith chilled in the back.
I guess so. It could be sooner rather than later.
Oh, wow.
Because I think Kevin is already fed up with Clinton.
Is the engine blown? Nope, tire's going down. Okay.
Holy crap.
Nolan, that's what I could not disagree with you more.
Why did they not call it caution?
They do.
They did.
They do.
No, now they did. They didn't right away. Which, again, NASCAR. So NASCAR was playing consistent last night with letting them race to the green flag like they did at the end of Daytona. And then Elton Sawyer comes out today and says, instead of says, we like what we see, says we should have thrown the caution last night. It's like, you just foot in mouth disease right there. Like, pick one.
It's like gaslighting, brainwashing, something. There's some weird strategy they're up to.
So
Are they part of a cult?
So here we go. Hey, wait, another thing. It's another. I think McDowell's the lucky dog. It depends on.
3.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
So he's
Right,
now
there's
down to
so many
3.
things I want to say to your cult comment, but I don't
What?
know if I should or
Text it to me.
so yeah,
Someone's
McDowell's
wearing
only
a-
going to be 3 laps down, and then you know he's going to get another lap back here at the end of the stage. He's only going to be 2 laps behind.
Well, we'll see. 'Cause,
Unless Todd.
I think
goes
Todd's
a
just
lap
going to go
down.
1 lap down.
We'll see. I don't know. He's still showing at the tail end of the lead lap.
Yeah, but he's about to go a lap down.
I'm really glad you did not say that on the stream, Massie. That's
Wait,
all
can
I'm
you
gonna
tell me
say
what
about
you
that.
were going to? What did you say, Massie?
Stop. You're teasing the fans something that you can't say.
I am.
What we can say
I'll
though.
fill in some blanks. I'll give you a.
No,
few-
I
I'll
don't
just
know if
say
that's
Jim France, Kool-Aid, NASCAR employees. That's all I'll say.
Oh yeah.
Kool-Aid man.
So, Massie, your phone's ringing. I think that's Mike Ford.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Speaking of,
You're just as stupid as Denny Hamlin.
I can't even. Okay. Anyway, diving back in, 25 or so laps ago, looking at a replay now of the Todd father.
And Gillen's going a lap down.
Did he? So he looks like he got loose coming off the 4, and he recognized he had a problem, and then just went to the side. I wonder if he had any contact.
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the caution laps, Trey. I mean, Gillen is still on the lead lap according to the NASCAR scoring.
Well, he's all right. Maybe not. Maybe McDowell will get the lucky break.
Which would be 4 laps back. McDowell started 6 laps down. He's going to get 4 laps back during this stage.
And it just looks like the tire went.
Yeah.
I wonder, did he have contact with somebody though?
If he keeps himself on the lead lap, that's gonna be big.
Yeah, that is going to be big. I'm leaving to just listen to his radio for a bit.
Well, if you're just joining us, we're doing our watch party. Michael Massie, Trey, Lyle, Tom Bowles, Bryan, Timothy, Dale, Nolen here with you. Looking at the race in Atlanta, it's been pretty crazy so far. Had some tire issues. You've had
Chipotle.
We dove into a plethora of things from Steve Smith to Sabrina Carpenter to Jim France and everything in between. So it's been a little bit of everything. But looking forward to the finish of this stage and then the stage 3, 24 laps to go. In stage 2, 137 at 260 complete. You got the Team Penske of Joey Logano and Austin Cindric 1-2. They got Bowman, Carson Hocevar, and Larson 3, 4, and 5. What are you going to be looking forward to, or what are you going to be keeping an eye on in the remaining 23 laps, gentlemen, of stage number 2?
Who can beat a Ford?
Oh boy, we get hard-hitting analysis there by Mr. Trey Lyle. Michael,
but that's it. I mean, that's really it. That's going to be the theme of this race.
Well,
can you be one of the Penske cars?
You could have expanded a little bit though, but you know.
I think people are smart.
Never seen. I was gonna say, who's gonna cause this wreck right here before we get to the stage 2? Because it's been a pretty clean race so far.
Yeah.
And you know it's about to go down at some point.
It's about to go down.
And last week that was Penske's undoing. Was they wrecked themselves out of it. Well, mainly one guy more than the others, but it took out 2 of the Penske cars in one wreck.
Looking at now a couple guys that we haven't been keeping an eye on. Corey LaJoie is currently in 25th in that Rick Ware racing car. It's interesting. He was up there at the end last. Is he just doing what he did last week, Massie, and just biding his time and then waiting to go for it at the very end, or what do you see out of this 01?
Yeah, I mean, he has no reason. He's not full time. He has no reason to go for stage points. So why not just ride around and then go for it in stage 3?
Not wrong. And a couple other guys I'm keeping my eye out on. I haven't. Oh, carry on, Trey. What?
I was gonna say NASCAR scoring is being weird. It keeps flipping from being a lap down to not being a lap down. So I was gonna say I thought for a second Gilliland went a lap down. Yeah. Elliott, Reddick, Chastain pitted. I'm guessing to flip the stage, but or
So,
make their
I
next
mean,
stop shorter.
Nothing groundbreaking really with Gilliland. I mean, like I think they feel like that car is going to be okay. I mean, but again, now you lose the track position, so now you don't know. You're right back where the wreck could happen.
You're right back. Whoa, whoa.
McDowell's only 3 down now.
Only 3 down now. 36 cars on the lead lap. The only 2 cars that are out of contention are, 36 on the lead lap, McDowell 3 back, and then Ty Dillon is 25 laps back, Jones 27. I think they're both still in the garage.
Do you know who the live?
No, actually, Brad just said he just drove by me to go back on. So
Yeah.
can confirm Eric Jones is out of the garage.
Okay.
Do you know who the live points leader is right now?
Kyle Busch.
No. Austin Cindric.
Yep.
That makes sense. He scored a lot of points in Speed Week.
So according to my boy Bobby P, Mr. Bob Pockers, 15 cars stayed out. Chase Elliott, the first car to pit, is 16th.
I'm assuming that's just to make your next stop shorter.
Right. Or
Yeah.
maybe they stay out here at the end of stage 2 for track position. Because it is really hard to get the track position back,
So regrouping here, 21 to go. Logano, Cindric, Bowman, host of our Larson, your top 5. And why are we all stopped now? Are we trying to? Oh God, it's probably a mess already.
Yeah, I'm hearing the USC UCLA promo right now, which
Oh.
it's gonna be a great game next Saturday.
Not wrong. It'll be good.
And it's women's hoops. Juju Watkins, best player in the
Juju,
country.
Yeah, Juju. And we're now looking at a female on the in the crowd.
Calm down, Bryan.
What did
No,
I say?
NASCAR's talking about McDowell right now.
I didn't say anything.
3
I
laps
said
down.
a female.
So, yeah, Eric Jones definitely back in the race. We can see him on the screen. So they're guaranteed 2 laps down. He's guaranteed to be 2 laps, and I think that's all you need going into the final stage.
So it looks like Penske's going to take the bottom. You got Hendricks on the top, but on the top you got Blaney in
Hendrick. There is no
Hendrick.
S.
Trey Hendrick, but Blaney is also on the top, so it'll be interesting to see if he can find his way down and get to the bottom and hang out with his buddies at Team Penske.
I dare you to go up to Rick Hendrick next time you see him and be like, Mr. Hendricks, how are you doing? Can you play the guitar?
I'm gonna ignore what Trey says. We're back to green here in the ATL at the Peach State.
No, we're not.
Interesting to see Bowman and Larson versus Logano, like the whole bump draft thing for later.
Yeah.
Because
Blaney's back in the top
that's
10.
testing for later.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a little,
look at the guy on the third car, bottom side, Carson Hocevar. He's the wild card, people. He could wreck this entire field. It could be a brand new race to start stage 3.
With no teammate, he's the new Gilliland who's up there racing with no teammate and really doesn't have.
And you know who's not racing with a
Absolutely.
teammate now because one pitted was Bubba Wallace with 2311.
Yeah,
Because they've been
true.
together all race and now they've separated strategy. Ooh! He couldn't get it.
What did I miss?
Logano tried to block Bowman and it wasn't there.
I don't know what I missed.
Not gonna lie, Corey LaJoy, I am very impressed with Corey LaJoy. I truly am
19.
impressed. And this is a guy that didn't even have a full-time ride.
Still doesn't.
Yep. Unfortunately, 22nd at Daytona after all that hard work. But a good run in Atlanta. All it takes is one win to turn your entire life around.
And when your teammate maybe is the worst. Never mind. I'm not going to say that.
It'd be very easy if he were to win this race. It'd be very easy to just pop him over to that 51 car.
Yeah, although it does feel like from the buzz is that they're committed to Cody. That they're just gonna go with Cody no matter what. That's what the one charter is left for. It's a family-owned operation.
Tom, they would have a spot in the playoffs. You're telling me that they would be like, no,
But the
we don't want
51
playoff
car
money.
wouldn't. The 50
The
Corey
51
LaJoy
car
would have a
wouldn't.
spot.
Corey LaJoy would have a spot. They probably won the whole season.
Oh yeah, that's true. Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think it would affect Cody any at all, really. I mean, a lot of 3 abreast through the field. The racing is good.
Hey, guess who's
Hybrid
getting back
racing is
in?
good.
Hey, guess who's right back in the action? Look who's 16th.
No.
I told you he was waiting his time, boys.
Moving
coming.
on.
This time, Zane Smith.
I will say this: if Zane Smith wins this race, it's gonna be the best individual watch party we've ever had.
I literally will not listen to Happy Hour because you are going to be screaming from the mountaintops about it, and it'll be so
I need
annoying.
this week off of Happy Hour.
Yeah. Corey LaJoy came inches from going, you know what? I don't want to hear Trey talk about this anymore.
Here-
Yeah,
That
very,
was
very close.
tight.
I'm gonna sue Corey LaJoy for more than pennies.
Yeah, I mean, lines are really moving right now. Like that's the big complaint the drivers
15
have
to
at
go in the
Daytona.
stage. It's go time.
Oh boy. They are getting tight.
Oh, that's close.
Ooh, they're all getting loose.
This is
as
great
a
content. All of us going,
Yeah.
14 laps to go here. Logano, Cendric, Bowman, host of our Larson, your top 5. How about Ricky Stenhouse Jr. battling in the top 10 as well?
Yeah, Stenhouse has been right around 10th, 11th, I feel like, the whole time. Briscoe is also now starting to make some moves. I mean, he's really the only Gibbs guy that's been, in the camera shot today. You look at some of the, I mean, where's Gibbs been? Where's Denny Hamlin been? Denny Hamlin hasn't really been a
19th
factor.
now.
Yeah, he's just been in the back. He's just been
Yes.
chilling. I think.
There goes
This is the
Bowman.
first time I've seen Hamlin in the top 20.
Yeah. Christopher Bell, another one, just like at
why,
Daytona.
yeah.
Man, starting a rumor about you might get replaced by Justin Haley has really unlocked Alex Bowman.
I don't know.
Oh!
Oh, okay.
Oh!
Something's happened that I can't.
Oh, man!
Wait for it. Hold on.
I do like on Stenhouse's car, the rear says it's all about the bun. And he's
I
in the
said
middle of
that.
that sandwich. Oh no! Oh, Trey, you're gonna see something very. Oh wow! Oh wow! Wow!
Yeah, this is a big one.
Oh boy! Oh no!
It
Oh no!
looked like-
Oh!
Man, he just barely clipped that car that went by. Oh yeah.
All right. You
It-
explain it, Massie. I'm gonna hop on the feeds.
Wait for it, and then we can chat about it. Waiting for it.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Chasing the wall.
Wait for it. There's more.
Oh, Chase into LaJoy, into
Yeah.
Keselowski.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, LaJoy.
I feel bad for Corey most of all.
I
'Cause
do.
he was just an innocent
And
bystander.
Kez. And guess
We
who's
know-
now going to be one lap down?
And yep, Adam H, you told us. Stenhouse. Yep, you're right.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Well, yeah, he's going to be. Yeah, or McDowell will be 2 laps down.
And we're seeing some Chase Elliott
Oh.
supporters. in the
But here's
crowd.
the thing: this will guarantee someone will probably go one. Like Chase probably will go a lap down, at least, because it looks like Chase can continue, right? Because Chase got the car going.
Yeah.
There's some
maybe.
upset Chase fans. So
Yes. And
But-
Adam H told us. 40, told y'all, Stenhouse.
I know Chase probably had a flat tire.
and
but
Brad's
trying
done.
to steer it.
And
But
Gambit,
man, it
looked like he
that's
just
a
hooked
good
with
call.
Corey.
What Gambit said. Not a chance to go full time because Corey couldn't do his Prime contract. He is going to be an analyst on Amazon Prime for 6 races.
All right, true.
I think they can make that work.
Maybe they could do like an in-car camera feed
Well-
where they could talk to him during the cautions or something.
No, if they just do it. I mean, I bet you they could do. Are they not going to do it at the tracks?
Yeah, I think I would assume so.
So you just do. We've seen it done before.
All right.
You
Well,
just-
I have information for the rec for the entire feed. I just want to quickly jump in on what Gambit said. TV obviously is the background of my career. It's where I have the most sources. Corey LaJoy could get out of that contract. He wants to run full season in NASCAR. They could delay that contract by a year, put somebody else in there. That's not that hard to do. Like, I don't think it's a guarantee just because he's doing prime that he's suddenly not going to run all
So
the cup races.
yeah, I
Like,
agree with
if
that.
Boyle Joy wins a race and somebody comes to him and says, "Here's $3 million, we'll run the whole Cup season, or $4 million, so you could do the playoffs and have a shot at it." I don't think he's going to go, "Well, I have a deal with Prime." I think they'll work it out. I really do believe that. Now, with the wreck, Chase got on the radio and said, "I couldn't get out of there fast enough." And the way he said it, he was indicating, "Well, I knew Ricky's like an a-hole in front of me, and I should have been not in that position, and I put myself in a bad position."
So would you say this is back-to-back weeks Ricky's caused a big wreck? Because I think last week it was well, it looks like he came down on Briscoe and then they shot him up.
See, I didn't feel Stenhouse started the wreck last week. I still don't. I'm sorry, Massie. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't get why Ricky was pinching. Was that Briscoe?
Yeah.
Like, why were you pinching him that much? What do you expect to happen?
And Brad had nowhere to go. That's the one thing about Atlanta. It's even more likely for a big one. Like, I'm shocked we have not seen a full field kind of thing.
Weaver is on it today. Matt Weaver, the Chase Elliott Radio. The 47 put us in the fucking wall. Sounds about right.
Language. And they just played it on Fox.
Yeah.
They just played that on Fox.
So there you go. Well, I have it on mute while we're talking.
I understand that. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I can't hear the broadcast.
Who would have thought the first F-bomb of a watch party would be from Tom, the boss?
Shut it down.
I mean, have you heard me talk? I don't exactly have like a G-rated mouth.
Have you heard me talk?
Unfortunately.
No, I typically tune you out.
Honestly, fair point. If this was around the horn, I'd give you a bloop, bloop, bloop. I'd give you 3 bloops there.
So Chase is officially 1 lap down, and now he's 2 laps down.
Which is big for McDowell because McDowell is only 2 laps down.
Yep.
This is actually this is going to be important for McDowell because McDowell
it went back to
free
1.
Pass.
It went back to 1, but they just gave McDowell the free pass. So
so McDowell's only going to be 2 laps down. If he ends up getting a free pass at the end of the stage, he'll only be 1 lap down. And then he can easily get back on the lead lap.
How many laps are left in the stage? If I'm him, I pit now.
8 laps right now.
If I pit right now,
yeah, that's really smart. Yep, that's really smart.
Because then you don't even have to worry about Chase.
Yeah.
Because I think the toe link broke on the 9. It looks like. So I wonder.
Looking at some of our comments, Adam H says the 9 will go more down doing the toe link.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, they're still there working on it.
Yeah,
so never mind. Ignore that strategy.
Joy Tomlinson says probably no siren today. Joy, I'm gonna go on a limb and say yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for all the Chase fans out there.
Hometown.
Yeah, Chase is now 2 laps down.
Okay. That's good for McDowell. What a crazy race
that,
for Michael
the
McDowell.
last caution, wasn't Chase the leader of those who pitted?
Yes.
Yeah, so that strategy did not pan out too well for him.
So interesting. Brad Keselowski now going to be back-to-back years, giant holes after the first 2 weeks. And this is from Dustin Albino from J-Ski. His average finish at COTA is 25.3. So this could be the 3rd straight year that the 6 team has to dig a deep hole out, in terms of points. Granted, he got that win at Darlington, and it kind of saved him last year. But it's just going to be interesting. Oh, wow. Okay, I like what Fox is doing next week. IndyCar, NASCAR back-to-back. So they're not going head-to-head. Because NBC has done that a couple of times.
I'm looking at IndyCar at St. Pete, and then they're going to follow that up with some good old racing at COTA, Circuit of the Americas. We're going to have both reporters. We're going to have reporters from both series at both the racetracks. Krista Hardy, Dalton Hopkins. They're going to be at the St. Pete Street Circuit, so that's going to be fun. Steven Stump and yours truly is going to be at COTA, so we're going to have a plethora of content for you guys.
Massie and I will be here.
Exactly.
Did anybody see how Corey got involved? Did I miss it?
He just got hit by Chase.
He got hit by Chase and wall and clipped him.
And so that was it. Yeah, because what a shame.
Shame.
2 really, really good runs for him. and he'll have nothing to show for it at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chase is 2 down as we speak.
LaJoy is going to be held 2 laps for too many crew members over the wall under the DVP, according to Bobby P. So it's unfortunate for Corey and everybody there, as it looked like this was going to be one of his prime opportunities to get a good finish as well. But 6 laps to go. It looks like
Michael McDowell, more drivers pitting. Michael McDowell started his stage 6 laps down, and he's going to be he's probably going to be 1 lap down by the end of it.
Yeah, he's going to be 1 lap down by the end of it. I mean, look, he's probably going to be on the same lap as Chase Elliott, so it's going to be a battle of who's going to have the faster car. If he beats Chase Elliott, he'll be 1 lap down at the end of this stage, and either with the wave around, like Trey said, or by just getting the lucky dog, and he'll easily get his lap back. Like, we're not going to go the last 100 laps without caution. So it's unbelievable.
According on Twitter, the Dawsonville pool room says, "Come and wait by our door after the race at Stenhouse Jr. We dare you," with a heart emoji.
There's a lot of people mad at Ricky Stenhouse this year.
Oh, boy.
This is his 3rd straight. He's 3 for 3 on incidents. Because I don't think the clash was his fault, because the guy just decided to clear himself and wasn't clear.
Burt Myers was it Burt
Yeah.
Myers?
Then it was. Then I think it was a 50-50 kind of thing at Daytona, where you have probably the 2 most guys who will not give you. Issue for AJ. They're looking under the hood. But
I was gonna try to say that.
Second straight week for AJ.
Logano, and I would argue Logano and Stenhouse are 2 of the most guys who will not give you an inch people, and I think that's basically what happened there that caused that wreck. And then this week, I think he was too aggressive with Briscoe and causes another wreck.
Yeah, I'll never understand the pinching down someone in the corner that aggressively.
Well, I think it was the
they're gonna, if they mess up at all, they're hitting you. Yeah.
Yeah, boom.
So we're gonna have a shootout here.
5 to go. Yeah.
Maybe 4 to go on the restart.
Well, no, it'll be at least 3 because they haven't racked them yet. So
they have now. Yeah, they're coming to 4 to go.
So yeah, Chase is 2 laps down. So they're on the same lap.
So
hence why my wave around strategy should have.
Just looking through here, so where are we with this? So it looks like, LaJoy is off track, right? Like LaJoy is off track.
It's going to be between Chase and McDowell.
Yep, and Keselowski is obviously done. So yeah, Corey LaJoy reminds his team he isn't racing for points, so he doesn't feel like risking his life if the car doesn't look safe. So, and especially being held the extra 2 laps, looks like, well, it was fun for a minute, fellas. Thank you.
He was the call today.
Yeah, that takes care of that. So then you've got out of the race, because Dylan and Eric Jones are back in, LaJoy and Keselowski would be the first 2 out of the race. Excuse me, as we're back green, only a couple laps left to the end of the stage.
Gonna have a wreck.
Okay, 4 laps to go here. It's gonna get dicey and spicy, baby.
And they're 3 wide, about 10 rows back, and it's
boy. And of course, who's the guy on the top? It's Stenhouse. Of all things, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Hocevar in contention. He makes a stupid move at the end of this race and just creates chaos.
Logano knows how to block, boy. I will give him that. He is really good at blocking when he's up front.
Woo! That was filthy with the capital F.
Yeah, and people like to hate on that. And you know who's not good at this style of racing that's up there? I mean, Larson, this is his weak spot. This is not a style of racing that typically suits him. So
I think he also just gets bad luck. Like he has a lot of bad luck when it comes to his racing.
Guys,
He
look,
does.
look who is in 12th position. The Todd father.
He's back.
yeah. But I mean,
Ooh!
let me tell you, but Bowman getting to the front, this is the first time that the Chevys have put one over on the Fords. And it's
That was
really
awesome.
smart for them to race side by side like that.
Oh! I'm
Oh,
sorry. That
Joey,
70,
Joey.
that 77 is going to be a wreck.
Man, that was a good move by Joey.
Oh, good block by Bowman.
Yep.
Yeah,
Y'all are
honestly,
ahead of me.
I think Bowman's doing a great job. Bowman's doing a great job.
There it is. Come to the line.
Listen,
you're-
last year we had Daniel
You're a
Suarez.
whole lap and a half ahead of me, Massie.
Yep. Daniel
Oh,
Suarez saved his career with a win in this race last year.
I don't think Bowman. I think Bowman did enough last year in the playoffs to kind of save himself.
Well, we'll see.
Ooh. All right,
long
white
way to go
flag.
this year.
White flag of the stage.
I would have to see. Has Larson ever won a stage at like
What
a
happened to Bowman?
at a drafting track? I don't know that he has.
No.
Ooh.
big
Oh, Logano, 3 wide. 3 wide. I think Larson's got this.
Yeah,
Man.
Look,
Yeah,
who, look at
And
who was in
Kyle
that.
Larson needs to send him a nice send Bubba Wallace a nice little piece of, I guess, like chips or something. I don't know, for winning a stage, but good assist from the 20. Hey, 23, man. Bubba is good at these style. He's been kind of just matriculating himself. I think we know our contenders. I think it's going to be the 23, the 22, the 2, the 5, and the 48. And that's the ones I'm feeling the best about.
Watch out for the Tie Father, though. He's coming
If
back.
Todd gets back up there, then I will agree.
Yeah.
I'm taking a look at something. That's why I'm quiet. I don't think that Larson has ever won a stage at a drafting track. I'm 99% sure.
I'd be surprised if he had one.
Steven Stubb has
Yeah.
all of the stats that you need to know ahead of this week's
Who's
upcoming
happening?
race.
The Todd,
Steven
the Tom,
Sizzling stats.
back corner.
I might kick you out. I might kick you out.
Fire this man right now.
You say I'm bad.
There's
Tom.
nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with stats.
Did I say?
But
There
they
was
gotta be
something wrong?
they gotta be sizzling though.
Yeah. He was just-
It was a stat.
I said mine are lukewarm. I
It was
wouldn't
the-
go.
It was the perfect drop. You just are jealous that I have this much creativity.
Guys, Michael McDowell only one lap down now.
Are they doing 100 days to Indy this year? I just saw the commercial for St. Pete.
I don't know.
Because that was a good
I
show.
think the answer is yes.
Is Fox doing it though?
I don't know that answer. I'll try and find that out. But I'm pretty sure they. I mean, it was a great show. I can't imagine they're not doing it.
Oh my! We cannot say what our last comment is, but it was. It's a very inappropriate thing to Ricky Stenhouse. Ricky, yeah, but they're not. They're.
I mean, listen,
Yeah.
I just that one I do believe. I mean, Ricky bears some responsibility for.
Yeah.
I'm almost done looking up this stat, and so far it doesn't look like Larson's won a stage at any of these drafting tracks. But like, I do think he gets a little bit of a bad rap. I just do.
Yeah.
For all the bad like comments about Stenhouse, he sure has a lot of wins on drafting tracks to show for it. He's got like 4 wins now in drafting tracks.
It
So I
appears,
mean, he knows what he's doing to some degree.
going back to 100 days, it appears Penske wants to do it, but they don't have a partner yet.
I hope Chase gets back on track and finds Ricky. It makes his day just as good as Chase's drivers need to start doing that more often. Stop being pansy.
You can say ass.
Asses.
Again, I just always go with the George Carlin 7 words. Just don't say those.
Fair.
You'll be okay.
Fair.
What
I'm
was
a
the
fan of those
word?
7 words.
Google them.
Hopefully I can trick you in.
I wonder, Brian, do you know who George Carlin is?
I've heard of the 7 words one.
He was the legendary comedian.
He's like the first, like,
He was the
stand-up
first
comedian.
host of,
He was
SNL.
He was, but he was also the first stand-up comedian to like cross the line.
Yeah.
I don't get why you can't say the last one of the 7.
Well, it's more of just that's a good safety net.
Fair.
Luckily, we don't have FCC guidelines we have to follow on YouTube. It's more of community guidelines we have to follow. So it's not like we'll have to pay a hefty fine. Whereas if I went on my radio show and said, I blank and hate Bryan Nolen, or I blank and hated this race, I would get fired, and my radio station would have to pay like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Ooh, Brian, you should go on the show. You should go on the show and say all those words.
Adam,
Are we
HES.
teaching no one how to adult while I look this stat up? I mean, that's
Pretty
good.
much.
That's impossible.
That's debatable. Adam HES, that was the word I was referring to. So yeah, I agree. Yes, this is live. Luop, no solo. So we are live. One of us may be under a little bit of a lap delay because he has Hulu, but that's okay.
Hey.
I mean, it's just not at his feet that's the problem. But anyways, if you were to grade this race through the first 2 stages, what grade would you give it?
B plus, B.
Yeah, B plus.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd give it to, about B plus, about a B. Like, fans, what grade would you give it? Fans that are watching us, I'd be curious to see what they say. I'd say like B plus, B range right now.
It's not amazing, but like it's pretty good.
If you're going to be on the track, you just need to stay away because someone's going to find Ricky or Ricky's going to find you. There should be like a licensing and like X amount of points for dumb. Oh, points for dumb. I got you. Points for dumb.
The thing is, like, if we're gonna kick people out for being dumb, like
Bryan Nolen should never be at a race.
Yeah, there's way more people that are gonna get removed before Ricky, who has won 2 Xfinity championships and 4 Cup races. Like, I think if you look at an
and the
incident
Daytona 500,
yeah, Daytona 500. If you look at the Xfinity race from last week, what happened on pit road, that maybe should be someone that would be removed way before Ricky. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to make the right choice, and if they're going to do that,
Yeah. Or just look at that ARCA race and remove about half that field.
someone who gets right rears Helio Castroneves still going on, and the checker flag was displayed.
That's his claim to fame now, though, right?
You
right
know,
hook,
Oh.
4-time Indy 500 winner.
Okay.
What?
I am back with you. Sorry. I was catching up on Twitter. I was catching up with other reporters. I was catching up with our Slack feed. It's never a dull moment here at Frontstretch. There's always stuff going on.
I'm going to go. I'll be right back.
Clearly, Nolen has disengaged, seeing as he's sitting there on his phone.
I apologize. I was checking on Twitter and catching up on everything too.
No, I know. I'm just giving you. I'm giving you credit.
Oh, I know. I was dishing it right back to you. Don't worry.
Yeah. So, look, what does this race need for it to become an A? Is my question.
Good finish.
Fight, all out brawls, that kind of stuff. No, maybe honestly just like someone beating the Penske guys at their own game right now and like battling for the lead, different lead changes, just crazy moves, trying to get up there, 3 wide racing, just a combination of that.
Well, I think the end of the stage 2 was a good sign because Adam H says more lead changes. I think that the Chevy's actually showing that they could compete with the Fords and mix things up during the final stage is good. I think there's that. I also think that, unlike a lot of the drafting tracks, the big teams are the ones that are up there. I mean, Cindric is a little bit of a surprise, but like it feels like this race is, a race that typically can go to somebody that Suarez, like a middle tier team at least. And it feels like it's Logano's race to lose to a certain extent. So I also think that that's part of the thing. Also, sorry guys, I'm just venting, but Ricky's a little, we can't say this. Can I bring up the Kyle Busch thing last year? Wow, people are just so mad at Ricky. Ricky has been in the Cup Series now for over 12 years. What, this is his 13th full-time year in the Cup Series? How many guys have made it 13 full-time years in the Cup Series? I'm not saying that Ricky's squeaky clean or that he's a Hall of Famer or even that he's a playoff driver, but he's done something right to be able to make it, over 12 years. He has, like I said, he's got 4 total wins. Like, same Michael Waltrip. I guess he's the modern day Michael Waltrip of the Cup Series. Fair comparison?
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't make people look bad, I guess. Maybe like a Jimmy Spencer a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. I could go with Jimmy Spencer.
Yeah, just the fact that Jimmy would also punch someone after a race if they wrecked him.
Yeah. Not wrong.
But hey, at the front of the field here, it's gonna look completely different this restart because you had the people that
stayed out
before the stage, and now they've just stayed out. So yeah, you flipped the field. So now we're gonna really find out how good those Penske cars are, if they can march their way back up or not. Chase Briscoe is now your leader.
Well, I think the final stage, Toyota's really, other than Bubba and they just haven't been up there. Like, no laps led by Toyota today. Bubba hasn't even gotten out front. And then non-Fords have led a total of 11. No, that's not true. Toyotas have led 4 laps. I forgot about Briscoe and non-Toyotas.
All right.
Or Chevys have led 11 laps.
Final stage. Who's winning? I'm good. I don't want to go with the layup, so I'm not
Todd
picking
Gilliland.
Joey.
Todd.
I'm gonna go Kyle Larson.
Cindric.
I'm thinking through it because I do think the Chevy showed something there at the end that really makes me pause for a minute. But I actually think this is going to be Logano. Logano had the best car at Daytona. I think Logano's on a mission. I think Logano's going to win.
What, to prove he can win a championship from being at top of the points?
Prove he can win a championship in odd numbered years.
I think something will happen here at the end with like Logano or Bowman or Logano and Larson. Like, it's still a long ways to go.
Theoretically, someone could get handed a win again this week, like William Byron was last week.
Yeah, that's fair. So by the way, we appreciate you. I can't pronounce Lawap, Noslaw, Olson, Paul backwards. I don't know. But we try and entertain. We do the best we can. One person who I don't think is going to win the race, and I think something's going to happen. I think Gilliland, he got himself back up there, like back in traffic. I think something's. I don't know. He doesn't have the track position. In my
we're about
opinion.
to restart here. Briscoe, Chastain, front row. You got SVG and I think John Hunter in row 2.
Somebody is plummeting. Who's that?
Well,
We're going
you're
back to
ahead.
green here. On lap 169 out of 260. Hopefully it's a nice restart.
Nice.
Thank you. And that is Justin Haley, Massie.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Oh,
Sorry.
SVG.
Spoilers!
Let me tell you, what a start by SVG.
Spoilers!
Is that Danica Patrick on the track?
I think it's funny that the pointers say Van Gisbergen. They should just say SVG.
Yeah.
Give up on track. Ooh. Good move by. Hey, there we go, Zane! Come on, Zane!
I agree with Adam H.
He made the pass to 17th.
No, 10th, man. He's ninth. He is ninth. Top
He
10.
is not ninth on my screen.
Well, he dropped. Ladies and gentlemen, someone has entered the top 10 we haven't talked about all race.
Denny
Hamlin
Jr. the third.
Oh, look at all of these guys that haven't been up there all day. We're going to see how much track position matters and how quickly you get up there because all these guys at the back. I mean, Larson's doing yeoman's work. He's already up to the top 15.
That was a
Three
loose
wide.
as a goose.
Yeah, that's what killed Cindric in the fall. He led the most laps here, and the
Ooh.
pitch strategy got him stuck, and he never got back up there again. So like we could see the same thing here with the Penske guys. Maybe they never get back up
look
there.
at how far Cindric's back. Cindric is in 17th.
Yeah.
Larson's in 15th. Hocevar back in 20th.
But where's Logano? Logano's 20th.
Yeah. Bowman 21st.
Yeah.
Man, they're 4 wide. Oh,
Wait for it.
Way more aggressive. Way more aggressive.
Well, now you have to make strategies.
There's time to put up or shut up now.
Well, I also think people really feel like they just can't get back up there quick enough. But I mean, I just don't think that's true at Atlanta because there's Kyle Larson. Larson was 13th. You've got Cindric about 16th. Like, I'm not saying that they're up there yet, but I mean, they're in position to be up there in maybe the next 10 laps, 15 laps. So, I wouldn't want to be in their spot with 20 laps to go, but they got plenty of time.
Someone's mentioned rain. Rain is the. I know it's cloudy. Is weather an issue?
I'm gonna check my app. Radar, Atlanta Motor Speedway. No, not really. I mean, there's a little bit here, a little bit there, but nothing crazy.
Okay.
I mean, maybe enough to cause caution. Maybe this is what gets McDowell back on the lead lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now, to reset the stage, distance between first and 33rd right now, 1.9 seconds. So everybody's still in contention. McDowell just 1 lap down. Chase 2 laps down. But, I mean, Chase's car is hurt. I don't think Chase, even if he got back on the lap, could do anything.
Excuse me.
it's interesting. We hadn't seen Trackhouse or RCR all day, and now they're in the top 4 spots.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the Hampton, Georgia forecast right now. Does not look like there's a high chance of rain between now and the end of this race. I don't think there's going to be.
Joey's weaving.
Yeah, 15% chance of rain at 9 o'clock. I mean, I don't feel like that's going to.
I'm just reading the comments.
Yeah, I know.
And it's cloudy, but that's just might be because it's the winter. Ooh, contact! Hamlin and Bell made contact.
The point on Hocevar, if Hocevar is all over the place, this is the time where he's going to make something bad happen because, I mean, he's just stuck in so much traffic now.
Kyle Busch, he's too.
So, I mean, Busch up to
Second.
third.
Yeah, I might change my pick back.
Yeah.
Well,
And
the thing is, there's still one more pit stop, and these guys who didn't pit and stayed out, their pit stop's gonna be longer than the ones that did pit.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get jumbled up again. That's the thing. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, and Chastain is in control of the race to a certain degree right now. Oh, look at Cindric muscle through. Again, the good cars are going to be able to find their way up there. I mean, Cindric now into the top 10.
Oh, Bryan and Bell are getting real close.
Cindric got there way faster than anybody else. I mean, that showed me something there. Oh, 3 wide, just all over the place. All over the place.
This is good stuff.
Really is.
I think the second best mover is either Logano or Wallace of that group.
I can't tell now. They just went to crank it up on my screen. So
they went side by side.
We got Chastain, SVG, Busher, Dylan, Barry. Now just, god dang it, just flipped everywhere.
here's the thing.
If people are mad at Stenhouse, if people are wondering about Stenhouse, he's hurt. He's at the tail end of the lead draft. He's 33rd, I want to say.
20 and the 20 and the 24 are bouncing off of each other, Adam H. I agree. It's
I want to hear from the viewers. Do you guys like Crank It Up?
yeah.
It has been going on for 25 years now.
And like when I'm at the racetrack, it doesn't sound anything like this. So like I don't know what they're trying to make it sound like.
Yeah.
But here's the counter to that. Like, we don't have electric cars out there because people don't like quiet engines. So like you want to try and showcase like the audio, right, to the viewers. I mean, that's why all these networks do it, right? Like they want you to feel like you're there, right?
Yeah. That's
I mean, the sound of the engines is what it's the number one hesitation I can tell you right now as to why people don't want to do an electric car series, because there's no noise.
noise. Yeah, you just hear the tires.
But you can
squeal.
make that. There are electric cars out there that like they've designed a system where it sounds like makes you feel as if it, it's the
Oh no! Oh, the big one!
Wait for it.
Lion. You're lying.
Oh, no.
The way you reacted, that looks like a lie.
It's the big. I mean, it's a biggish one. It's not like a huge pile up, but
Watch it be one car.
biggest one so far.
Um,
I'll just say we will not have a repeat.
Oh, you weren't lying. You weren't lying.
So Daniel Suarez is in it.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
Who else is in it?
That's
Jeez.
so 99's in it.
Gibbs.
4's in it.
Oh, Ty Gibbs. Oh, poor Ed. Someone check on Ed Lane.
Yeah.
Cole
Oh,
Custer.
I haven't.
Cole
I haven't
Custer
even.
in it.
I haven't seen the wreck yet. So.
How's Cole Custer gonna wreck everybody at the end?
Oh, there it is. Oh, 4. There it is. I got it. Dang. Oh, Cody Ware's in it.
It looks like Custer took the hardest hit.
Mm.
Guys, is Michael McDowell back on the lead lap?
Yes, he is.
Oh my god.
Wait.
Back on the lead lap now for McDowell. That's huge. I'm disappearing to listen to radio.
Crab walking it.
Yes, it is. Ooh.
All right,
The
let's see
4. So 99, 4, 41, 54, 50, 51. Ooh, cut to SVG.
Oh,
Dude, stomping out the grass or the fire.
I don't really know who to put this rack on. I'll see what you guys think in a second. It just kind of looked like a racing deal.
Oh, the 44's in it. F1 world champion JJ Yaley.
Yeah.
A swerve in the whoa. That's Ty Gibbs right now because he's
Ty gets sandwiched between Suarez.
here. We go. I got the replay.
The 34 came up and the 99 tried to come down.
35
and
comes
54 is
up.
right there.
It looks like Suarez and
Suarez checks up because he got.
checks up, and then
Bubba.
just they ran. It looks like they ran out of space.
I don't know if Ty should have went for that move. I
Yeah,
don't
maybe
think there's
Ty.
anywhere to go.
Ty should have been more patient. Yep, look who just snuck through it. The guy who's back on the lead lap, Michael McDowell.
Riley Hertz or Alex Bowman? Well, it's Herbst. Herbst.
Renaissance.
That's okay.
Yeah.
There's like
I
4 or
think-
5 people that were.
No,
that were in it.
Zane.
Is Zane
Zane.
drive right into that?
Zane. Yeah, it looked like he was right behind Ty, but I don't know if he's that. It doesn't look like he was that bad.
22 won't finish. Yeah, 22 probably won't finish.
22 might win it.
Or he
Checkers
won't
and records.
finish. One
All
of
right,
the
so
two.
dive. So Ty is trying because the 99 checked up. I would say maybe it's Gillen at the most because Gillen goes up where he had room to his inside, but I think it's just a racing deal, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think Gilliland knew there were 2 cars outside of him.
Yeah. Oh, look at BJ slamming on the brakes.
If BJ will end up with like a top 25 by default, just
Oh,
everybody wrecking out.
Interesting angle.
Michael McDowell's back on the lead lap. Incredible.
Okay, I'm back. Doing my reporting thing. So basically, I tweeted this. The biggest thing is like Suarez's spotter. I thought was really interesting. He's like more the 34 than the 54 started that wreck in his opinion. The 54 just got you in the left rear, but you were as high as could be, and the 34 just didn't know that you were 3 wide. You know, Suarez is taking it really well. He just wants to know, right? Like he wanted to know if he was at fault or not at fault, and like. You know, I kind of look at it that way. I think it's just a racing deal. I don't even know that anybody's at fault, really. Like, you know, they all kind of came down on each other, and I think that happens sometimes in drafting racing. And like, you know, it's so hard to not say plate racing anymore. But it's this style of racing. This is the downside of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could argue that Gibbs should have been more patient and not stuck his nose in there.
Yeah,
but I don't know. There was a lane when he did it. It's just it closed up because Gilliland didn't see there were 2 cars to his outside.
exactly.
So yeah, it's just a racing deal.
McDowell is back on the lead lap.
Yep, just unbelievable.
Great. I need to turn some lights on. It's starting to get dark.
It is starting to get dark in here.
It's 5:43.
But not in my beautiful room, the type of room that you will have if you are at My Place Hotels. 10% off your next stay, code Frontstretch, My Place Hotels. You won't have to worry about darkness because the rooms just invite the light in and invite smiles, relaxation, and happiness. So we're so
In-room
happy.
kitchens as well. So, you know, you don't have to go out every night. You can just, you know, go to the grocery store, buy a couple of nice, you know, maybe save some food. But just remember this racing season, be sure to make My Place your place. With promo code Frontstretch to save 10% off your next stay at any of their nationwide locations. So just go to myplace.com, enter promo code Frontstretch for 10% off.
Yeah. Why stay at a really junky hotel when you can come over to My Place?
Wyatt Watson providing the great analysis. This race is turned upside down. Agreed. Have you guys used this new app to watch the car? Is it worth it? Is it time well or I think they're talking about the HBO Max. Actually, I've seen it's actually ahead of my stream. I have YouTube TV and it's been ahead of me. So or ahead of YouTube TV. So I like it. It's interesting. But I mean, I wouldn't watch it just that. I mean, I would put it on like a secondary screen. But I mean, it is cool.
Well, you can do that with CW as well for Xfinity races. I noticed you can watch the broadcast on your TV and then get on the CW app, and they have in-car cameras and they have a battle cam as well. I was using that yesterday, watching 2 different screens, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, Wyatt, the race has turned upside down. Let's hope the drivers don't. We don't need that 2 weeks in a row.
Interesting find, Nolen, with Gilliland. If you can get me in the top 5, I will take track position.
Yeah, I muted myself to listen to it, and his crew chief was like, "Do you want track position or do you want tires?" And he's like, "If you can get me in the top 5, then I'll take track position." He's like, "Okay, I think I can get you in the top 5, maybe around like top 8 or something." And he's like, "Okay." So,
yeah.
So
it looks. I don't know if that's like weather fogginess.
Interesting. He said he's going to take 4
there
tires.
Is some weird. Yeah. There. I mean, it's not raining per se, but it just seems like misty. You know what I mean? It just seems very, very weirdly misty. You know? So, I mean, right now, they got to do one more stop, right? Like they can't make it the rest of the way from here. I don't think they can.
It's what 70 laps to go.
I think 50 is the thing.
Fuel range.
We need Larry's track facts again. I think Bob tweets out the fuel window. I mean,
Bobby P. Y'all think they can make it on fuel? How many laps do you have after this?
70.
No, I don't think so. I think
it's
gonna be
50.
I think they're gonna be pushing it. Let me see. Oh, let me check. Check Bobby P's.
Fuel only for Briscoe.
Um,
Yeah, looks like a lot of fuel only.
almost that time.
Ooh. I gotta switch my pick back. I gotta switch my pick back to my original pick.
To Kyle
Okay, so
Busch.
according to Bob, the fuel run is 65 to 70 laps.
Oh, so then yes.
I don't know.
There's 71 to go right now.
Oh, the Cindric.
Yeah, exactly. Does 70 come after 71? It does not. It comes before.
So here we go. I mean,
Yeah, but you're assuming that
So they're like 1 to 2 laps. Sure.
they
so,
can save that.
But then they gotta save for overtime or green white checkers.
They can save that. I think this is unless there's a caution, this is the last stop.
Also, the handling though. Can the tires last 70 laps?
Oh, Kyle Busch wins the race.
Listen,
off
they
the road.
always say 65 to 70 laps, but somebody's going to go 75, right? And then they extend the fuel window and they find a way. I mean, I think more than ever, like in most races the last couple of years, what I found really interesting is it used to be fuel mileage, somebody's going to run out of gas, then everybody runs out of gas. Now it's the other way. It's like, oh, we don't think they're going to make it. Oh, it looks like everyone's going to make it. They find a way to save, and almost no one runs out of gas. Like it's been like a total switch. Like, with that, like I feel like the last 10 years, especially, we've seen that.
Yeah. How many times have we seen in the last 10, 15 years them say, well, he's a lap short or he's going to be close. And then the driver not only wins, they do a full-on burnout afterwards. It's like they have enough gas to drive home if they want.
Chase Briscoe almost took out a crew member of the 47 team.
So Michael McDowell has received his 6th free pass today.
Is that the most in a race?
On the lead lap. I'm getting to it, brother. This ties Jamie McMurray, 2014 Talladega, and Noah Gragson, Bristol Dirt in 2022 for the most free passes ever received in a NASCAR Cup Series race. Play that stat music, Trey.
Steven Stump has all of the stats that you need to know ahead of this week's upcoming race. Here's Steven's sizzling stats.
Thank you.
Steven would be honored to know that he's such a big part of this.
Gosh, darn right he is.
But,
We need like a little picture, like just like a freeze frame of him to just occasionally put up whenever we do a stat. Steven's sizzling stats.
But the other thing to take into account is that the Fords tend to get better gas mileage we've seen lately. They were talking about that last week. They were just doing a better job saving fuel. And then last year, that's what won Logano the championship, was 2 races where he had more fuel at the end than anybody else had seen. So I don't know if everyone can make it, but I have a good feeling that 22 car might not be stopping again.
Yeah. So right now, just to reset the field for everybody, looks like out and in the garage, Suarez, Noah Gragson, Cody Ware, Cole Custer, JJ Yeley from this wreck. Ty Gibbs is going to be limping around. He's a couple laps down. 28 cars still on the lead lap. Involved, but still on the lead lap, Gilliland. And I think I got everybody. So, yep. And because NASCAR is saying the 4, the 38, the 44, the 41, the 47, they're saying Stenhouse was involved in some way. That's the only one that I didn't get.
BJ McLeod is 28th place, last current lead lap right now.
But I mean, I think BJ is just hanging back. I think that's part of a strategy. You know,
he'll have a top 30.
No,
Already.
I think but I think he's hanging back till toward the end, and then I think he's going to try and push his way up. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're only doing a handful of races this year. What, like 6, 8? Like, they're not.
I think they do just super speedways.
I feel like you want him to do more than that. I think he said something he wanted to do more.
Speedways and the Coke 600.
Yeah. So I don't know if we reported this, but we talked to BJ, and he's got all these Xfinity cars, but he currently has no plans to run them. And so, like, because remember, he used to be Xfinity Series full time. He's just sitting there with a fleet, and nobody's bought him off of him. So he's just holding on to these Xfinity cars, and he's just doing these handful of Cup races. You know, I think he's kind of resting on his laurels of, I got out with money from a charter, and I don't want to blow it all.
Right. Yeah, I think if somebody came to him with a sponsor, he'd put them in the car. But
Yeah.
he said, I believe he said they were old Junior Motorsports cars and even some Roush cars.
Wyatt, just remember Logano at Nashville. Wyatt, I can trust me. No one wants to do 18 different overtimes like we did at Nashville. So trust me, brother. But Larry Mack did say that we're good to go. Okay, so we should be good to go.
See, told you.
Okay, Trey. Gosh. Now, if he could win after getting all those laps back, Adam H. Yeah, if Michael McDowell could somehow get up there and win after being,
I don't think he's going to win. I think his car is too
It'll be
compromised.
so awesome. That would be amazing. It'll be so crazy.
Granted, he probably was not trying to race this whole time because he was just like hanging in the back, getting his laps back. But
Yeah.
I would assume his car is not at 100% for how much repairs they had to do to start the race.
Don't look now, but that 19 car is looking pretty fast.
That 3 car is looking fast too, though.
Yeah, and Byron now out front. Like, once again, the seas have parted for Byron just because of track position, just the way everything, like,
Well, he
came down
went
to the road.
from
Toyotas are lining up. You have 3 Toyotas lined up on that top lane right now, too. 45, 20, 23. Actually, is that the 42 behind them? No, Ross is behind them now.
But you got to watch out for Busch. I totally agree. RCR is hooked up now with Busch and Austin Dillon on the inside.
Well, the problem is now they are 3 clear.
They're still working it. They're coming back.
Here comes
And
Briscoe.
you know who else is coming up through the field is Josh Berry with Logano right behind him. And Cindric is obviously up there too. So, yeah, I mean, SVG in there, I mean, he just doesn't have the experience. I wonder if he's going to get kicked out.
The weird thing is they're 3 different lanes. The Barry, Logano, and Cindric, they're racing in 3 different lanes, but still moving forward somehow.
Yeah.
Well, Barry and Logano are hooked up.
There now.
Yeah.
Bush.
Now they're in 3 different lanes.
Oh, here comes Barry.
3
You
wide
have-
all the way through the field.
You have the 2 and the 12 hooked up too. Oh, not anymore.
Yeah.
Ooh, how about Kyle?
I'll throw some trivia at you guys. When's the last time you think the Wood brothers won in Atlanta?
One in Atlanta.
71.
I would say I would go
more recent than 71.
1980 with Neil Bonnet or something.
I'll go
More
84.
recent than that.
84.
More recent than the 80s.
Oh, 1993 Morgan Shepherd.
There you go.
Morgan Shepherd.
I got it without looking it up. Yes. Morgan Shepherd's
won a
final win,
cup
I
race?
think. Yeah. Morgan Shepherd not only won cup races, but top 5 in points in 94. Like, when I was a kid, Morgan Shepherd was like really strong with the Wood brothers. And then
Contact!
He almost won the Daytona 500.
Larson and Reddick had contact.
Oh, yeah. Then Davey Allison year.
Yeah.
You know, listen, everybody gets on Carson for the way he drives in this draft. I don't think SVG is all that different. I know it's a lack of experience there, but like SVG is really pushing it. Like, he's bouncing all around.
He's gonna get out of the car and be like, "Crocky, mate, I had a blissful time."
The other guy heard us talking about the other 3, and Blaney decided to join the party.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the Ford's Penske got its act together, and now it's pretty much ditched Barry's now up front ahead of Kyle Busch. I mean, they've gotten through everything, and you know that's going to be a mistake. I don't know if the rest of the field could have prevented that, but that's going to be a mistake for the rest of the field.
Well, if you're just joining us, it is lap 200 at 260 here in our Frontstretch watch party. I am Bryan Timothy Nolen. He is our adult in the room, Mr. Tom Bullock, Trey, Lyle, Michael Massie watching these crazy action. In Atlanta, we got Josh Berry, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Austin Cindric, your top 5.
They're gonna wreck again.
They're gonna go crazy. They're gonna wreck. It's gonna be a good time.
Let's put that up there.
Just updating Michael McDowell because he's back on the lead lap. Michael McDowell is about to crack the top 20.
Love it.
21st.
Yeah, so now he's racing again.
Yep. So, and he's somebody that actually up to 19th, and he's somebody that remember was really strong in Atlanta. Didn't he win the pole here last year or something? Like he did win the pole here.
With front row.
Yeah, had that contact with Byron. Otherwise, might have won the race. So definitely something to watch. And he's the teammate of Hocevar. So if he could get back up there, like that's somebody who could help Carson.
And Haley's in the top 3 as well. So Spire doing pretty well.
Yeah, Spire is doing pretty well. But Bush right now, because Austin Dillon fell back, is a sitting duck. I hate to say it, but with all these Fords around him, I mean, I don't see Byron working with him. I think Bush is in trouble.
That 77 car is going to wreck somebody.
No. Dillon fell all the way out to 24. I don't know what happened to him. Did you guys see what happened to him? He's at the tail end of the lead draft now.
Who? Giggles? No.
Dillon just got, thrown to the back.
All I know is if I was William Byron just now, I might have needed. Oh, there they go.
Oh, hold on. Wait for it.
A couple cars. I don't know what happened. Oh,
Hold
Ty
on, wait
Gibbs.
for it. Spoiler. God damn.
I didn't even know Ty Gibbs was still out there.
Oh, 19 just hit. Oh, sorry.
Oh, is that Michael McDowell?
Oh, that would suck.
Oh!
Ooh, Legato! 4 wide? Oh, they're not going to go 4 wide. Chase into the wall. Oh, no, they cut Fox! Chase into the wall.
And they cut away as he's went into the wall.
Yeah, they cut away. Right.
That's just bad timing. I don't think they could have.
It's impossible to get the timing right with these things.
Oh, there it is. Bowman. Bowman.
Oh.
Bowman. Busher. 4-1 out. 4-1 out for Dalton.
Bowman.
And
so let's see what happens here. So,
Ty Gibbs.
Really
it all
did
starts
that.
when Briscoe hits the wall. So Briscoe hits the wall. So everybody behind him checks up a little bit. And then that causes Busher to he gets into Busher gets into Bowman, and Bowman's hurt pretty bad, I would say.
Oh,
I
it's Ty
think Ty Gibbs just spun for the fun of it. Because he was spun out in the backstretch.
So, Briscoe trying to, I guess, go 4 wide and just got in the marbles. And Busher got squeezed into Bowman, and that causes the wreck.
I'm like a ghost hovering. I'm listening to the feeds. I'll be right back.
And then, yeah, I think you're right. Well, I bet you Ty's car is very compromised, so he's trying to slam brakes and he just spins out.
Stenhouse actually made a nice move to avoid that.
Yeah, he just might need some new tires.
Yeah. Oh, here's Ty Gibbs. They're riding with him. Oh, yeah, that's completely unrelated. I think he had a tire go down or something.
8th caution of the day. Whew. Reddick got lucky.
He's probably got some skid marks.
I mean, did he? Yeah, he got
Ty
out of
just
it.
blew a tire.
But
Yeah, I think just something broke on his car. Yeah, he did have a heavily damaged car trying to go around out there. Man, just a few laps before that, Briscoe was
He was up
like
there,
in the
man.
top
He was
3.
battling.
Bowman's pretty torn up.
Maybe you should comfort him.
Okay, hey Alex, you need some comfort.
This is the ghost.
Oh
Of
God.
Frontstretch live watch parties past.
Oh, Thomas.
You can't see me.
Okay, John Cena.
See how I magically appear like that?
Oh, you're
Yeah, nothing really groundbreaking on the radios. I mean, like Bowman's car is killed. It feels undrivable, so I don't think he'll be back up in contention. I did think he got the worst of all that. Yeah, I think Busher's probably going to be okay. We'll see. Want to listen to Suarez here?
I love how Fox said involved in the wreck, and it showed 3, and then it showed the 54 getting towed. I'm like, okay, that's cool too. So apparently 54 wasn't involved in the wreck; he just got wrecked. Couple programming notes. So stay tuned to our Frontstretch podcast network. We got happy hour every Tuesday.
We got Stock Car Scoop tonight.
Oh, shout out Storm! Storm is here. What's up, Storm?
Ryan was saying hi. She says hi.
Storm.
She asked about your doggies.
They're doing good. They're currently eating right now.
She can't hear you.
Oh,
They said
tell
they're
her.
Good. They're good. Hoki's now in the room.
Love. I don't know where Archer and Gent are at. They're somewhere. I don't know where, but they're somewhere.
So, Wyatt Watson and Caleb Barnes gonna do Stock Car Scoop. So, Caleb hosts it. So Wyatt will join him.
And then Tuesday will be the Frontstretch Happy Hour show live on the YouTubes wherever if you are watching.
And Bryan, are you gonna do your show this week?
I am. I am. I don't know who the guest is going to be. Maybe we'll have Mr. Steven Stump since he's going to be with me for Coda. I'll probably ask him to come on, and then it'll be a good time. So stay tuned.
Maybe Steven will have some sizzling stats for you.
Oh, I hope he does. If he doesn't, I don't know if he's going to be allowed to come back on. Let's be real.
So Suarez was interesting, just not good enough today. I mean, you can tell his confidence has been hit. But, and you look at the live point standings, he's well outside the top 16. I know it's very early, it's 2 races in the year. But, this was a race that I felt like catapulted him last year. So it'll be interesting to see how he recovers from that. So he's going to be in a little bit of a deep hole, just like Keselowski's going to be in a deep hole to start.
Yeah, but
Awesome.
if you had to bet on someone to make it up,
yeah,
I would pick Brad. Because Brad ain't losing his ride. He owns it.
Yeah. That means, by the way, Trey, you're not betting on Zane Smith because you know who's lower in points right now as they stand in Brad Keselowski? Zane Smith.
Yeah, but Zane Smith's still racing. Let's go.
No.
Zane Smith got wrecked early in the 500. That's what put him behind.
Yeah. Right now, bringing up the rear in points.
It's Chase Briscoe
in the minus 41. Then BJ McLeod was 0 because inexplicably he's not collecting points, even though the Cup Series is really the only series that he's racing in. I don't know why he filed for Xfinity points. And then JJ Ellie, 1 point.
It's probably if he wants to race, he's more likely to get, like, if you have to fall back on points for qualifying, you can do it in Xfinity because of owner points. It would be my guess. Because wasn't Alfredo running full time for him last year, or was that 2 years ago?
I think that was 2 years ago. He ran a handful of races last year. If you look at Xfinity points last year, I think he didn't run the full schedule, but he ran a decent number of races.
Yeah, Adam, they put Briscoe 100 points behind. They docked him 100 points
and
for that penalty.
In order to make up his playoff points, he'll have to win 2 races because it's 10 playoff points.
Yeah.
So he's a negative 10 playoff points right now.
Yes. And honestly, McLeod didn't really run that many Xfinity races. He only ran 5 last year. I thought he ran more. So I am a little surprised he didn't file for Cup points, right? But I guess maybe he doesn't make anything for finishing 39th in Cup points. Maybe he thought he could make more on the Xfinity side. Who knows? So then Cody Ware's 37th in points, live standings with 5. I don't think that's going to get any better. And then Noah Gragson, Zane Smith next up. So Front Row Motorsports, really poor start to the season, first 2 races. But there's time.
They're just showing Regan Smith driving to the care center or driving from the care center.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, 15 laps to go. What do we think?
Let's reset. We got Josh Berry first, Ryan Blaney second, Kyle Busch third, the wild card and Carson Hocevar is in 4th.
I would phrase it like this: are you taking a Penske car and I'm including Josh Berry in this, or the field right now?
I gotta go Penske. The way they
I go
marched to
Penske.
the
Yeah, I
field.
gotta go Penske too.
I'll go the
You-
field then.
A Penske car, and I'm including. I feel like it's fair to include Josh Berry or the field
Yeah.
I'll go the field then.
because they're first, second, fifth, and sixth. So my assumption is they will be all lined up together.
Just want to add in one of my X followers here who always get good reaction on X. I just posted about how Suarez just said he wasn't good enough today. He goes, Suarez taking blame, something Chase will never do. I feel like he's referring to Chase Briscoe and not Chase Elliott. That would be my guess, but
Yeah, because that was the cause of the. Well,
yeah.
No. Yeah, he was in the wreck.
But like they wrecked because he got up into the wall. It wasn't like he did something stupid.
Yeah.
So 50 laps to go. Josh Berry first, Blaney second, Busch third, Hosevar fourth, Cindric fifth, Logano sixth. So 4 of 6 is Penske-esque. You got that with 2 HMSs with Byron and Larson 7th and 8th. And then how about Trackhouse? Chastain in 9th and SVG in 10th.
Yeah, this is the thing that makes Suarez's race look even worse. Is
Mhm.
that SVG has way less experience than him and is running top 10 right now.
Honestly, do you guys think that Suarez is feeling like he's on the hot seat and he's trying to do a little too much? Because there is a stud that
I think
is
it's going to
18
get
years old. that
Well,
is probably
we're
gonna
going to
replace
see
him.
it up close next week. We'll
Mhm.
see it.
From what I understand, too much is being made. This is what I'm hearing. Too much is being made of Pitbull having an influence on Suarez staying with Trackhouse.
Oh, I never
that's
believed
what
that.
You don't believe that? You think
I never
Pitbull's the
did.
reason he's there?
No, I never believed Pitbull was the reason Suarez was on the team.
Right. Like I think he's genuinely well liked there, and I think Marks is genuinely appreciative of what he brings to the table. And listen, they
Also-
dropped Trey. I mean, it was clear that they wanted to run. Like he really only wants 3 cars. I feel like he's got the 3 drivers he wants, but
Well, he's
I
only
do think
allowed
that
3
Suarez
drivers.
has to perform to a certain extent.
I think, yeah, I mean, I think ideally, if you're Justin Marks, you don't bring Zilich up till he's 2021 instead of 18.
Well, it's 2024 now.
Yeah. I mean, look. I mean, here's the thing. With a new charter, we know that it's not going to go to 4 cars. So then Suarez eventually is the odd person out there anyway, right?
Well, unless you're saying SVG does this for 3 years.
Can we
You know,
just
and
point
then-
out the stupid thing Bryan just said?
He's 18.
No, Trey
No, you
said,
said he's
Trey said,
2021, so it's
bring
like
him up to
2021.
2021.
Like, no,
Bryan.
Trey, it's 2020. Oh wait, it's 2025.
You-
Never mind.
Yeah, you said 2024.
Oh my God.
That was bad. That was really bad.
That's type of hard hitting analysis people tune into Frontstretch for. Good interview, by the way, with Corey LaJoy that we got after he
Thank
got
you.
knocked out.
Thank you. So good that me and Dalton got him. Both got
Oh
him.
my God. All right. Talking about Atlanta and Brad, but
Why not? Why couldn't you just compliment us?
because there are other people that work here and get interviews besides you, Dalton, Massie.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Just saying.
Oh, don't even mention me. Okay, thank you.
Green flag back in the air here in the Peach State. Even though I'm not there, but
Alice
that's okay.
fighting hard so far.
Yep, we're back to green.
Oh, Blaney got really
Ooh,
loose.
they are tight.
Tight.
I think Ross gives Blaney a bad push here, and he had a moment.
Yeah, I did.
Waiting for it.
Oh, Barry.
Oh wow, Blaney got squirrely there. People are getting really aggressive. That was Ross. But I do think that Chevys feel a sense of urgency here because they see Penske getting in the line.
Oh,
And
Ross!
that's what you got to do.
All right, so I'm still at 48 to go. FYI.
Wait
And
for
I'm
this
almost at
game.
46 to go.
Yeah, 46.
47 to go.
Yep.
They just crossed the line for 47.
Wait till
I'm
you
just
guys.
about to cross the line for 46.
Ross it came to play today. How to say that?
Ooh!
3 wide.
Ooh!
Chastain.
Oh,
Chastain
Barry outside.
Yep. Chastain and Carson Hocevar are together now. That is a duo.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Ooh, Ross. Making it work.
Oh, this is whoa boy.
Oh, Ross inside.
Ross is getting really aggressive. Really aggressive.
He sees that lead car out in front.
Adam
That he
H.
does.
Ross is beating the hell out of Blaney. That's true because I think Ross has an opportunity to win this race. Hard hitting analysis from yours truly.
Whose spot are they
Oh
showing?
boy!
I don't know. I can't hear it.
I think it's Derek. My guess is Derek Nealon, the spotter for the 8.
There's the jinx spot. 58 races since Kyle Busch's last Cup win.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, look, the Chevys, I am really impressed by how the Chevys are working together. No teammates here, just Chevys, but they muscled those Fords out of line. They really bullied the Penske cars out of line. Don't you guys agree? A lot of contact, a lot of aggression.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna if I'm
Kyle.
Kyle Busch, the 2 cars I do not want behind me are the 1 and the 77.
1,000%. And guess what cars are behind him? The 1 and the 77.
But they're his friends right now. There's only his friends.
Well, they're not going to be his friends going under 20 laps to go.
If Cindric can get up top, that's gonna be interesting because then it'll be 3 Penske cars in line. Logano's 12th though, so that's something big because that's probably the best. That's probably the best Penske car of the 4.
Best Toyota right now is Bell, who just got the 7th.
Did Busch just have the lap? No. It's just live speed. I was going to say Busch is up to 186 miles an hour. It's like
Ross Chastain
the
lead.
best lap of the race, fastest lap. I'm looking at who has the fastest lap right now. I think it is Kyle Busch that has the fastest lap of the race.
Last time I saw.
No, actually, you know who it is? I think it's Michael McDowell.
Attaboy.
That makes sense.
McDowell or Allmendinger? Still.
It's got to be someone who's been in the back and just gets a big
someone
run.
who's been in the back. McDowell, by the way, in the top 15.
McDowell had the fastest lap last week.
Oh, you're
Got that bonus point.
Yeah, coming to 40 to go, McDowell has an opportunity to get all the way up front. And I think if Hocevar could get hooked up with McDowell, they could really do something. Although, Ross has been willing to work with him because there aren't a lot of people right now that are willing to work with that guy because he's all over the place.
They're not working together right now.
No, they're not.
Oh man, Byron, he's plummeting.
27 cars, by the way, on the lead lap, including Chase Elliott, who I don't know if we mentioned.
McDowell's in the top 20, 17th.
Yep. Distance from 1st to 27th, 1.8 seconds.
Oh my gosh, that 24 is like losing everything.
Ooh.
I don't think we're going to see a caution for a while, boys. I think we're going to ride this almost to the end. Maybe like last 5. Because I think people are now like trying to position themselves and then just click off a couple laps. I mean, we've had a lot of aggression. Although I say that, now Blaney's trying to push Kyle Busch out of the way.
I tell you who's an underrated speedway racer is Christopher Bell. Because he's always at the front near the end of these, it seems like.
Near the end. He just hangs back. That's the whole thing.
And look at Ryan Preece.
Ryan Preece is up there. Where did he come from?
I don't know.
Without either of his teammates either.
Oh, Preece. I mean, Bill.
Take it easy, Preece. Don't get
Literally, though, please. I cannot have you flipping again. We saw your team owner flip at this track. Yep. We don't need you flipping.
Exactly.
Now, that is a hard-hitting analysis that that I bring to the table here at frontstretch.com.
Mm-hmm.
Your number 1 site for news off the racetrack.
This is the best racing all day.
By far.
They're just swapping the lead back and forth.
This is so awesome.
Who's up front but 2 of the 3 guys that decided the 3 wide last February? Yep. Blaney and Busch all over again. It's just a different Trackhouse car.
And Suarez's teammate, yeah.
Yep. So the more things change, the more they stay the same, right?
Yeah.
Josh Berry ain't done yet. Him and Cindric are coming with a run.
Yep.
Wow, just watch the 2 cars slam the 21. He just goes for flying forward. Penske is, yeah. Penske knows how to do these super speedway tracks. They are powerful.
Just checking Twitter real quick.
If you're just joining us, we got 35 laps to go here. Watch party for Frontstretch.com. I am Bryan Timothy Dale Nolen alongside my man Trey Lyle, my man Mr. Michael James Massie Jr. the third, and then our boss man Mr. Tom Bowles. Watching a wild race here in the ATL. Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney, Josh Berry, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch. I don't know who's battling the top 3. I'm just gonna say all of them because they're all shuffling in positions. They're all going crazy. When I think is it going to be a good race, I think, do I know who's going to win this race? And I truly have no idea who's going to win this race. So I think this Josh Berry, holy crap.
Yeah, he wants it today.
Yes, he does.
Oh,
Back to my point. Like
I think Ross smells it.
If I don't know who's going to win a race, I think this is going to be that's going to be how I determine if it was a good race or not. Because I don't know who's going to win this race. There's 6 to 10 different options. Like the top 6 have a chance to win.
Depends on where they're positioned in the last lap right now.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Heck, last 10 laps, if you're within the top 10, you have a chance. I mean, for the love of God, Bubba Wallace, he's in 9th. He could win this race.
And I think we've stopped talking about Berry for too long. I mean, like what Berry is doing is really impressive. I mean, like, yes, Harrison won Daytona, right? So he's this car's won recently, but 47 laps out front, almost 50 laps. Like, this is not a car that's out front for that length of time for really at any track ever.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say he's the best Wood Brothers driver since Blaney.
Yep, same.
Yep. I wouldn't argue that for a second.
You're going to get an incoming text from our old friend Michael Finley about how you disrespected Paul Menard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, hey, Matty D almost won a couple races in that car.
True.
But I don't remember him looking this good.
Yeah. Look at Larson on the outside. Larson really is strong today. Heading to 30 to go. I mean, and he doesn't have Hendrick cars to help him anymore.
That was a big boy move by Berry just there.
Yeah. They are able to make amazing runs at the front of the field. Oh, did you see Carson slam at the Blaney guys? Oh my God.
Sure
He really is. He really is pushing it. He really is all over the place.
All it's going to take is one bad block.
Yep.
And you're going to wipe out 10 cars.
Mm-hmm. Less than 30 to go.
I'm surprised with Logano how he's just not been up there. He gets to like the top 10-ish and then he just can't move any closer.
Yeah, with less than 30 to go, do you think there's anybody outside the top 10 right now that will make their way in, or it's too late?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at Hamlin maybe because Hamlin's just so good at this style of racing, but I don't know, man. The Gibbs cars just really, for the most part, have not been up there all day.
Yeah.
You know, still though, distance from first to 27th in this field, 1.9 seconds.
Also, remember SVG was up there with Ross at the start of this run. Now he's all the way back to 20th.
Yeah.
Oh, what a save. Oh.
Waiting for it. The racing has just been outstanding. Oh. At the end of it, like, still pretty amazing that he was able to just, this is going to be a quickie yellow. I mean, really impressive. Not many guys would have been able to save it like that. All right, hold on. I'm checking the radius.
Yeah, almost wonder if he just let it spin after he saved it to bring out a yellow. Trey, I see you talking, but you're muted.
I forgot to mute myself. My TV is frozen. Can tell me what happened?
Ryan Blaney spun out by himself, but he caught it. They're showing the replay now.
Oh, I gotta switch to my phone.
Blaney's inside of Ross. He's falling back. Let's see, does the 77 hit him? The 77 definitely hit him.
Oh boy.
All right, I'm watching on my phone until.
Yeah, I think he's not gonna be too happy with. I'm sure his radio. He's going off on Hosevar right now.
Let me see.
Hey, shout out to Happy Bill Walton Day, by the way.
Happy Bill Walton Day.
What?
He is missed. I love him.
All right, I'm back. I had to reset Hulu. All right, first time seeing it, and it's still frozen. There we go. All right. Big run from Hosevar going into one. Yeah, that's not Hosevar is doing like he just that's just I don't think that's Hosevar being that's not bad Carson Hosevar. You know?
He got into him, it looked like.
He got a run. I mean, he got a run and hit him in the right like hit him in the back.
So I just got radio
loose.
from Blaney. Blaney on Carson Hosevar. He's just a moron. He runs in the back of you. He's done it all race. He just doesn't know how to do this kind of racing. Well,
I told you
there were probably a couple F-bombs as well in there.
I told you, Timmy, aka Tim Fiedela, his spotter. 77 is an absolute weapon. He's just a moron. Ryan Blaney says of Carson Hosevar. So
There you go.
Hosevar admit to it. He said he zigged when I zagged. Fault. Shout out to Davey.
Mm.
Steven Stump, who runs our own picks, forgot to give his pick this week.
Really?
Yeah.
I figured he would just put it in there when he dropped the message.
Right.
What is this last comment talking about?
Freaking news from far, far out in the backfield.
before that
He
one.
gets. Oh God. Oh no, I'm not saying that one. A hell of a save by Blaney through the entire quarter. I agree, Adam. That was fantastic.
Looking like Lightning McQueen out there.
It was great.
Good chat.
All right, I'm back.
Hey.
I did some listening. Let me make sure I shut off the.
Tom, I have some good news for you.
What?
The 76ers and Joel Embiid are consulting doctors considering alternative options on his injured knee. Sources tell ESPN Sham Sharania. Sides have hope for progress in Embiid's body, but his efforts to play and current treatments, including injections, have not provided any improvement. So, good news. Cooper Flagg, you might be a Sixer again.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, look, nobody outside of Philadelphia really cares, but yes. Nothing really to add to what Nolen said about Carson and Blaney. I mean, oh my God, what are you doing, Trey? Like it's very clear that people think that Hosevar is a problem. I think Hosevar is going to be one of the biggest people to talk to after this race because Blaney wasn't the only one complaining, but he's the one that got the most direct hit off of Carson. So it'll be interesting to see what Daniel and Brad can get post race from that team and that driver.
Cody Ware, JJ Yeley, Kai Gibbs, all out of the care center.
Okay. I'm glad that they're not hurt. You look at like resetting here now. Oh yeah, everybody's freaking out on my Twitter about Hosevar. Like it's a big deal, you know. Like resetting, we still have 27 cars on the lead lap. Any one of those could win. Blaney's going to restart about 25th. You got Barry now, one less Penske driver, but you still have Barry with Cindric, partnered with Cindric. You have Chastain up there, and then Larson in 4th, Byron 9th. So that's probably the closest to a team partnership that you have.
There's what, 20 plus laps left? I think Blaney can get back up there. I don't know if Blaney can necessarily win, but Blaney can get back up there. I mean, we've seen it done. We've seen a couple of guys do it really quick.
Yeah, 23 laps to go. I mean, it can definitely happen.
This is Atlanta to me is the closest to old school Daytona, especially as it's wearing, where you can actually move through the field relatively quickly if you have a good car.
Yeah.
Whereas now in Daytona and Talladega, it takes like 50 plus laps to get through the field. Like if you get to the back.
And you don't want to because you'd be burning fuel.
I mean, look, we talked about what was it going to take to make this race an A. Do you think this race is an A right now? I think it's moved up to an A. Yeah. I was just talking with our reporter at the track, talking with Daniel McFadden, and he's like, yeah, I think this race is an A. And I agree. Because we're ready to get back green here. We're going to have 22 laps to go or 21, something like that.
You get some
22.
great storylines.
I don't know about you.
I'm feeling 22.
Everything's going to be all right.
Yeah.
Most of ours going to get in a fight.
Don't know about you. I think your singing career is through.
Ha 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 ha.
You're so funny.
All right.
I didn't have one to begin with, so burn.
So 21 and I'm shocked. Ross was second, right? Was Ross second or Cindric second?
No, I think Ross was second.
I'm shocked. I know you want the front row, but I'm shocked Ross decided to go front row.
I'll tell you what, though, Trey, you may be surprised, but when you see it sometime in 2026, Ross made that work.
Yes, he did.
Someone else made it work even more so.
He did.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, my Atlantis, what is move?
Wow. I mean, listen, it is anybody's race right now. And look who is up there. Oh, look who is up there. Oh, my God. He is up there.
Oh, here it is. Ross, the inside. 3 wide. Kyle, that's a Kyle. Okay.
Oh, yeah, wow. Look at Hocevar. Hocevar now up to second. I mean,
you're way ahead of me.
All the complaining, Dale Earnhardt slammed a lot of people out of the way. And you know what? It got him to the lead. And now Carson to the lead.
Oh, my God.
If Carson Hocevar wins this race, that would be hilarious.
I think it would be hilarious. I mean, let me tell you, I think a lot of drivers would suddenly wake up and be like, I don't know if they want to teach him a lesson, don't want to teach him a lesson, but there's a whole lot of complaining, and all Carson is doing is working his way to the front. Wow.
Interesting note, Hendrick got ahead of Barry, so as we watch those two tangle.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think those two are going to be nose to tail the whole race. They're really working together well.
You know who's coming down, though? Look at Denny. He's using that bottom lane.
Yeah.
Where's Denny? Oh, he's 15th.
And there goes Cindric and Barry on the outside of Hocevar.
Yeah, they got their act together. Started working together.
Yeah. Daniel texted me some stuff in the EO because we're talking about post-race real quick. And he's like, yeah, I'm feeling Hocevar. Like, I'm also feeling Hocevar right now. Like, if he can, the problem is he needs somebody to work with him. And I think that's where he's going to struggle down the stretch. And can he get by Cindric and Barry nose to tail? But if he can get somebody
Ross,
to work
I think Ross is the one who would work with him.
Yeah.
But now look at it. What do we have?
For the time being, but he's got plenty of time.
But this race has flipped in terms of the start of the race. It was all Fords basically in the top 10. Now it's only 2 Fords in the top 10, and it's majority Chevrolet.
Yeah.
So
2 Toyotas.
2 Toyotas, three Toyotas, and then 5 Chevys.
Yeah.
All right.
Bubba back up there. Bubba, this is the highest I feel like Bubba's been in a while.
Yeah.
Up to 6th place.
I think one thing Bubba has gotten really good at in this super speedway racing is his patience. He wants to be in the front, and if he can be in the front, he'll stay in the front, but he gets shoved to the back. He doesn't get too aggressive and try to get himself back up there in one lap. He just works his way back up. I think he did that.
That's fair.
Oh. We
Which
just put a little bit of a jinx
you
on
know who's someone else who was really good at just slowly working their way back to the front? His owner, Denny Hamlin,
him. Yeah.
and he won a lot of those races just doing that.
So Barry's kind of playing the blocker right now.
Right now, yeah, he's totally playing the blocker right now. And Kyle Busch, I don't want to say he's certainly not out of it, but he's like back in Hocevar land, right? Like, both of those guys need somebody to work with them to get back up to the front. And right now, I think Cindric and Barry are 100% interested in staying single file the rest of the way.
Somebody rubbed the wall.
That was Bubba.
But I mean, right now that top 5, I think Ross is going to park it there. I don't see any moves getting made for a little bit.
There's 14 to go. You got to make a move.
Bubba appears to be okay. Just lost one spot.
Yeah. By the way, McDowell, I think McDowell might have just scraped the wall. He was in the top 15.
Now
He's
he's
dropping
down?
out.
Okay.
He's dropped out to 20th.
Let's show the spotters with 14 to go.
Top 6, single file.
For 23, 45. Oh, yep, you're right. There it is. 23, 45, and 11 are all lined up with each other. So they can get clear of Kyle Busch. They might move down.
As we get to 10 to go, I think we could set this
And
up
20.
pretty well.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So watch this. You have the 23, the 45, the 11, and the 20 all lined up with each
All
other.
lined up. Yeah,
And
you're
they're
right.
about
That's what you need.
they're
Actually,
about
that's
to
really
clear
sneaky good by the
Kyle Busch.
Toyotas.
They're
You
about
know?
to clear Kyle Busch, and they just did.
That's really good. I'm glad you saw that, Trey.
And there goes Christopher Bell moves down. No one goes with him. Maybe he's trying to get by Denny, and I think he did. No, he didn't.
Yep.
So keep an eye on that. Then you have two Chevy. You have three Chevys behind the two Fords. I think that's it right there. Hamlin going. So that's what you need to watch for. If they can be in front of Kyle Busch.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the move.
Herbst up there too. Herbst just joined the fold.
I think that's Hocevar behind Blaney or behind Bell. Excuse me.
Yeah, Hocevar, and then it's Herbst and
So-
Blake.
Making a move.
Herbst is now starting the bottom lane, so watch out for movement from the Toyotas.
Mhm.
I think Herbst is.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
gonna wait.
Bubba's going to have to start it, and it's when do you start it? I mean, 10 laps to
think
go.
I
you
think
start
it's
it now.
less.
You got to start it because you can't.
Yeah,
just wait
I
till
agree.
the
I think you got to
last
start it now.
You got to start
I
it
think
now.
Hey,
Yep.
Jason, let's go, Zane.
Shut up.
There they go.
Three wide.
Toyotas.
I think 10 to
Toyotas
go.
are starting their move. You're right. Toyotas are starting now. It's
Okay.
how far can they go?
Y'all are ahead of me, of course. Boom. All right.
Blaney's already in the top 10.
I told you can get back quick.
Oh, look at Bell. Wow, but Blaney's coming with Bell.
And
Yeah.
guess who's
Dang, it's not
Why
just
did you
Toyotas
go with
together.
him?
Well,
guess
just,
who's right? Wait, Blaney's right behind Hocevar.
Oh, Ross jumped
oh, wow.
down.
There we go. We got some movement.
Oh!
That's amazing that Blaney is actually like carrying Hocevar to the front.
Woo! How'd they not wreck? You guys just wait.
Oh, I see exactly what you're talking about. I see exactly what you're talking about, Massie. And who comes out of that but Bell?
Oh!
Oh!
Bell's in a great spot. Bell, Blaney, and Hocevar. They're in a
Yeah,
great spot here, coming to 6 to go.
I thought Barry and Chastain were wrecking for sure.
Ooh, Cindric had to go down to block Bell.
Ooh! Oh! Okay, I just saw it in the wall. Ross is into the wall.
Yeah. Oh, Blaney got hung out to dry.
Oh, Hamlin's gonna go with Chastain.
Ah, wow. Look
I
at
think I feel really good
I have to
about
tell you, Bell bided his time. If Bell wins this race, I will be genuinely impressed. Like, he was completely out to lunch, or so it looked for
All right.
most of this race.
If it's close, do not reveal the winner. I want to see.
Yes.
I
Coming
think they're
to
going to
five
wreck
to go
again.
here.
I think they're going to wreck again.
Man, these guys are gonna wreck. I just have this feeling that
Oh, now Barry's out of line. I think that really hurts the Fords. Really hurts the Fords. But I think Cindric had to do it. Ooh.
Cinder's gonna get a run.
Are they going to make it to the white flag without the wreck? That's really the question.
I hope they make it. If they're going to wreck, please do it before the white flag.
Yeah. So there's overtime, but
oh,
tell you what, 4 to go. I think it's anybody's race amongst the top
Look at
5.
Hamlin, though. Hamlin's still in contention now.
yeah, just wait for that.
Six.
Hamlin and
Oh,
Bell.
contact!
Oh,
Oh,
oh no!
Something happened.
Oh no!
Hamlin scraped the wall.
Oh, he had.
we'll see.
Oh.
Got 2.5 laps to go
My
here.
guess is Josh Berry based off the reaction.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh!
Oh, Hamlin in the wall!
You just got to that.
I just got to that.
That's not the right driver.
I think I know who wrecks. Oh, here we go. I still haven't seen it. Oh, Cindric into the wall. Byron's not going to win
Honestly,
back-to-back
I
races.
feel like he caused that himself. Honestly, got to
I
look
think it was
at the replay, but
Man, back-to-back weeks, Austin Cindric has cost him. Has lost it. Like maybe he's had the best car,
Yeah.
and it hasn't won. We're going to overtime.
let's not forget Byron was in there. His bid for back-to-back wins.
SVG
why
is
didn't he
now in
win
the top 10.
Larson just rides him up into the wall. I mean, he kind of did. Larson did to Cindric.
I'm coming back for this replay real quick. I mean,
Like,
Larson did to Cindric what Denny did to Larson at Pocono a few years ago.
I mean, but I don't know. Yeah, I do think that Larson rode him up there, but you got to keep it off the wall in that situation. You didn't have to get all the way to the wall.
yeah, he needed to lift.
Yep, he needed to lift, and he didn't
But
lift.
it's
And he
4 to
paid the
go. You
price.
can't lift.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you can. You could lift and
Here you go.
survive, and
Here you go.
Cindric couldn't do that.
so was that a dirty move by Larson?
Oh, but Larson, Larson. I think Larson tried to clear himself, and he wasn't.
I mean, what do you guys think? Dirty move by Larson or no?
I think it was no. I don't think it was a dirty move necessarily. I just think Larson tried to clear himself, and he wasn't clear, and it sent Cindric into the wall. Like, yeah, I think
it's like 3 laps to go. You got to do that.
it's
So-
Massie. It's back to the Denny Hamlin thing. I think I would argue that that's a racing thing
Yeah.
than a dirty move.
Yeah. No,
'Cause-
if he did that to him with 100 to go, it's different.
Because when it's 4 to go, it's basically Larson was giving Cindric the option, was like, are you going to stay in this? And if you're not, like, you're trying to force the guy's hand to get out of the gas.
Right.
Because the one thing is if he just cleared him regularly, Cindric now has a run on the backstretch, passes him again. So you want him to get out of the gas, lose all his momentum. That's why he does the move.
Yeah.
I just think racing thing.
Racing thing for sure. Just hate to see it for a guy that was so good on the day. Led so much of this race.
All right,
Yeah.
reset here. Top 10 as we look at it. Larson, Chastain, Bell, Hocevar, Josh Berry, Ricky Stenhouse, Ryan Blaney, good old Dennis Hamlin,
Man.
Kyle Busch,
Look at how Ross avoids that wreck.
Kyle
by the way.
Busch, and Bubba Wallace. And then SVG is 11th and Reddick 12th. That's your top 12.
If you look at that top 10, you've got a lot of guys that have not ever won a speedway race. You've got guys that have never won a race, period.
Kyle
in
Busch.
Hocevar and Barry. And then you've got Kyle Busch, and you've got a guy like Bubba, who is, I don't want to say desperate, but like he
Okay.
he's ready.
Over. If I set the overtimes at over under, I'll do 0.5. So there's more than one. Are you taking the over or the under?
More than one. I'm gonna go over. I think we're gonna have one more wreck.
I think we're good.
Okay,
think-
so you
I think
think
it's
this
gonna
is
end
it.
up-
This is the one. So we're
Yes.
at one overtime right now. So I'm saying like more than one. So there'd be Wyatt is taking the over.
Yep.
All right.
I'll be right back. Just got to manage post race. If you guys can talk for a second.
Just leaving us two here.
Yes. Where's Bryan at?
He's probably, I think he's listening to radio, which I'm going to mute him while he does it. There. Now I'll unmute him. Fix your little thing, Bryan. Your little cord on your hat. There you go.
Thank you.
So of those in the top 5, Chastain's the only one that's won on a drafting track. She won
Yes.
Talladega a few years ago. Then you kind of got your usual suspects: Stenhouse, Blaney, Hamlin.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, I guess it's going to be one more lap until the choose.
Yeah, we got the full screen commercial now.
Yep.
Oh.
No context. NASCAR posted the clip from Hamlin and Larson at Pocono.
Nice. That's exactly what it looked like to me. Yeah, Wyatt pointing out Hocevar fourth is gonna be fun. I could see Hocevar doing like Keselowski, that Texas race, where
Forcing
they
three
knocked
wide.
Jeff Gordon, knocked Jeff Gordon out of the playoffs.
I don't know how he won a championship.
Yeah.
All right. Oh.
All right. While we're in commercial, let's reset. So Logano has led the most laps at 83. Fastest lap right now. I don't think it'll change. It looks like Allmendinger is going to win that at 29.541. Allmendinger, by the way, sitting 17th. Top 10. Larson never won one of these drafting style races. This would be a huge win for him, like almost like a bucket list item knocked off. Chastain, second. Bell, third. Hocevar's never won a cup race, fourth. Berry's never won a cup race, fifth. Stenhouse never won a cup race outside of Daytona and Talladega, is sixth. And boy, will that be interesting if Stenhouse is able to win this. Blaney, seventh. Hamlin, eighth. Kyle Busch, ninth. Blaney and Kyle Busch, part of the three abreast finish last year. And then Bubba Wallace, 10th, who just won the duel last Thursday. 11th is SVG. And 12th, a name we haven't mentioned all day, but who's going to do really well in the points because of top 5 at Daytona. Right now, he's currently 8th in points. If it ended right now, is John Hunter Nemechek.
Wow.
Yep. That's
a big
a
name.
name that you didn't expect. So, almost here.
All right.
So we're gonna have a first time NASCAR viewer essentially watch this finish, and we'll see her reaction.
Who do we think wins this?
I'm going Larson.
Wyatt talking about just through the gears, 6-1 for SVG for a top 10. That looks pretty good right now.
Okay.
Let's see what you do.
She picked. He's in the top 10. Storm has picked Bubba Wallace.
If he wins, that'd be awesome. Coming from 11th.
I think he's 10th.
Okay.
He is 10th.
All right, here we go.
So
Yeah,
the top 10.
choose.
Top 10 is Larson, Chastain, Bell, Hocevar, Barry, Stenhouse, Blaney, Hamlin, Bush, Wallace.
We talked about rivalries earlier. The top 2 rows, Bell will be pushing Larson on the start. Chastain will be pushing Hocevar. And then right behind Chastain and Hocevar, Blaney will be pushing Barry.
Chaos is going to ensure.
No.
Here we go.
So you have Mentor and Minty pushing each other and rivals pushing each other in the other lane.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Hunter Nemechek might sneak and get it back-to-back top 10s.
Good for him.
Row 7 right now. Good
He
for
might get
legacy.
top 5. It's all said and done.
Row 9, Zane Smith. Let's go. All right, remember, I am a minute behind, it feels like.
That's why I like at the end of these races that we do live stream, I take my headphones off.
Yep.
Whenever Tom is not paying attention, he just
Here
goes,
we
"Yep."
go.
What?
Oh, that's not true. I was just saying yup
I
in
know.
response to what you were saying.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
All right, here you go. Echo Park restart zone.
So no, they would not.
We should know in a
they would not
minute
restart the entire race.
who the winner is going to be.
It's first time NASCAR fan question. When she saw unlimited attempts, she's like, "Are they going to restart the race?"
Oh, God.
The
We've been
entire
here all
race.
night.
Oh,
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Bubba's gonna win.
Great start for both lanes.
Oh,
Spoiler.
oh,
Oh, man, but
you're getting so
Hocevar,
aggressive.
Hocevar dumped Ross.
Oh, no.
That is going to
Oh,
bite
boy.
him.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Oh, man, we're about to
Hocevar
see him
dumped
do
Ross.
something crazy.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I don't think Bubba's.
No way.
Woo!
But he's right there.
Oh, why they throw?
Whoa. Oh, boy.
That was,
Oh, boy.
they're
Oh,
gonna
wow.
they're going to
Oh,
take
wow.
some credit for that.
Wow. Caution light.
We just got robbed of a great finish.
Oh, my goodness.
Fucking kidding
Oh, my
me.
goodness. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
They let him race back last night. Why not tonight?
Well, they thought that was a bad decision. And, oh, my God. I can't get out of their own way this series. It's unbelievable. Now we don't know who won the race.
Oh my God! The caution. No way.
Caution light. Oh, it looks like Bell. Bell won the race.
Well,
Bell
it's
won the race with Hocevar second.
Bell
What
got
did
it.
we-
no. That's
That
at the
move-
line. I bet you that's at the line. They're showing that.
Yeah.
That's
that move by Hocevar though
was
incredible.
that was impressive. They're
let me
saying Bell
tell you,
won.
that was impressive.
They're saying Bell won, but I'm not sure about it. I think it's gonna be Larson. It's where they froze it. Here it is. Here it is. Here we go. Oh, it's Bell.
Wow.
Tip of the hat to Josh Berry, who ran a really great race. Got crashed out there.
Bell, Hocevar,
Unfortunate.
Bell, Hocevar, Larson. Top 3. Wait, back-to-back years. It's basically a 3-wide finish for the win
Yep.
in this race. I mean,
My
obviously
friends,
this was different.
I'm moving on to post race. This
Hey,
was
wait. Here we go
phenomenal.
again. Wait a minute. Here we go again with NASCAR being inconsistent. Granted, they said today that they should have thrown the caution last night in the Xfinity race, but they didn't let them race to the line. We've had like 3-4 different outcomes with this caution call on the last lap.
Yeah, you just don't know what to expect.
They did say the restart was under review, so I don't know. Have they confirmed Bell won yet?
Fox
He's-
is certainly saying that. Bell's acting like he won.
He's on the front straight
Everybody
away.
is so confused right now. I mean,
Yep. Someone's saying it's an official. It's official. Okay. Davey's saying that. All right. Bell won.
Yep.
Good win for Christopher Bell.
Yeah, yeah,
Wanted
yeah.
to see
Hey,
what would happen.
I think good win for Christopher Bell. Another big storyline. Ford has had the best car the last 2 weeks, and they have 0 wins.
Yep.
And I don't feel good about them at Coda, and it's Fall Phoenix when they're good. So But that will do it.
That'll do it, everybody.
We'll be back
Remember,
next.
PRC is up in about half an hour. Kyle Benjamin's going to be hosting. We'll have Daniel McFadden most likely popping in, or Brad Harrison talking about what they learned after the race, talking to the drivers. Thank you very much for being on this watch party with us. Let us know what you think. Give us feedback either on the Front Stretch Twitter or here, whether you liked it. Maybe we'll do it again. Bye, everybody.
My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel partner of Front Stretch. With plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, My Place makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Front Stretch fans can use promo code FRONTSTRETCH to save 10% on your stay at any of our nationwide properties. Sign up for our Stay Rewarded program to get even more savings. With My Place Hotels, don't just stay, stay rewarded.